Generations, Gallus Chevrolet has handed down values written in stone, leading the way under sun-filled skies, past the vintage glow of Route 66. Built by generations past, built for generations to come. This is New Mexico. This is Gallus.
I'm a Blaze King customer, and I have been for the last 10 years. Blaze King stoves are very efficient, they're easy to maintain, and they use a lot less wood than you would typically use with a fireplace.
Blaze King, that's a fire.
The heat is on when it's a Blaze King wood stove, controlling heat up to 40 hours on a single load of wood with a built-in thermostat. See for yourself at either Blaze King showroom, Albuquerque and Santa Fe. Blaze King, and now that's a fire.
TurboThreads is a proud sponsor of ProView Networks.
Almost 30 years of experience means fast service, great prices, and a wide selection of apparel from t-shirts to performance sports shirts, even jackets and hats. They feature low minimums and no setup charges on most orders. TurboThreads is located at 1503 Golf Course Road in Rio Rancho, or find them on Facebook, online at turbothreads.com, or call 999-1234 for TurboThreads.
We would like to thank the following sponsors for making this broadcast possible.
The Yeller Sub, located on 7200 Montgomery Boulevard, serves breakfast all day long along with classic hot and cold subs. Don't forget about our shakes, malts and floats made with your favorite Bluebell ice cream. 45 years and still going strong. Come on down to the Yeller Sub, official sandwich of ProView Networks.
New Mexico celebrates the holiday season with the 19th Isleta New Mexico Bowl. Our state's premier annual sports event is Saturday, December 28th at University Stadium. College football's postseason with New Mexico flavor. All your info is at NewMexicoBowl.com.
The Yeller Sub, located on 7200 Montgomery Boulevard, serves breakfast all day long along with classic hot and cold subs. Don't forget about our shakes, malts and floats made with your favorite Bluebell ice cream. 45 years and still going strong. Come on down to the Yeller Sub, official sandwich of ProView Networks.
Hi, my name is Ruben, and I'm with the New Mexico Educational Assistance Foundation. We are proud sponsors of high school and college sports. Either college or trade, high school and college sports. Either high school and college sports. Either college or trade, we can help you find the funding you need. Go to nmfafsa.org. That's nmfafsa.org.
From the Sandia foothills.
It's 7 a.m. Time for the opening drive.
Voted the best sports show in New Mexico
For 5 years running. It's the OD and the AM with Jeff Symbieta and JJ Buck.
Get out of the way. Get out of the way, Leon Lett. Get out of the way. What you yell? You yell, fire, fire, whatever it is you yell. Whatever your word, go. Get a block punt. Looks good. Nick Vigil, former Utah State star. I know you hate Utah State. Former, he played in the New Mexico Bowl. He's an alum. Blocks the punter, deflects it. And Amani Oruwariye goes Leon Lett. They get the ball. You lose. Maybe you wanted to lose. I don't know. Good morning, boys and girls, and happy Tuesday. It's Tuesday again instead of Tuesday. JJ's back in. What's up, dude?
What's up?
How you living?
Living good.
It's the opening drive. Jeff Symbieta, JJ Buck. What'd it do?
It do a lot.
It do a lot. That was a weekend. Man, you were all over the place. You had a Friday night women's game. You were down in Cruces for a women's game. You were all over the world.
It was busy. Put it in the work, and kicked in the gut all weekend long.
Yeah, rough weekend for the Lobos, huh? How good is the girl who scored 30 points? I had her name.
Molly Kaiser?
Yeah, how good
Best
is she?
player on the floor.
Okay, how good? But I mean, like, so she stayed at New Mexico State, and I guess there were a lot of people going, why did she stay at New Mexico State? She scored 30 against the Lobo women the other night. How good is she?
Like she could only play at New Mexico State good. Like she's comfortable there.
That's what it is. She's only could play at New Mexico State.
No, I said it's not like she could only play there.
That, yeah,
she scored over 1,300 career points.
Yeah.
Yes, it's her 5th year, but she stayed there. Was talking with some people, like she was there all summer long, like working on her game.
All right, respect.
Like she's that good.
Yeah.
Like any team in the Mountain West would take her as shooting guard instantly.
Yeah, she went bonkers, huh?
55 points in 2 games.
Yeah, and a sweep for the Aggies. How was that celebration? That had to be. I mean, they had to kind of love that a little bit.
Yeah, it's Friday night they were lit at the pit running up the ramp. Saturday night they were lit at the pit running up the ramp, and then Sunday in Las Cruces they were lit running off the floor.
Yeah. All right, we got a lot to do today, man. A lot to do. So yesterday, JJ, we had for perspective. I mean, if we get, I don't know, I want to put a number on it. All I know is, so basically, the first hour we did New Mexico Bowl or Isleta New Mexico Bowl stuff yesterday. We had both coaches on, and kind of opened up the phones in the second hour, and we were north of 20-something calls, and the responses on the email and the text were like 30-something. I mean, like a really, really. Zay was back there just going, "Whoa." What, Isaiah was in for JJ yesterday. He's like, what are we doing here? Your interaction was good, and actually the contribution was good. I talked to so many people yesterday that were listening to the show, and they're like, wow, Lobo fans going through a rough time. Yeah, you are. We're here for you. And then I just thought the calls and the emails for the most part and the texts were really, really good yesterday. Understanding, where you are. Some of them I thought were a little off, but that's all right. I mean, who am I to judge, good or bad? But we're open for you today, 505-246-0610, and love to hear from you again, 505-246-0610. Emails come in, Jeff at sportsanimallabq.com and JJ at sportsanimallabq.com. We're on the Twitter, or JJ is on the X, _JJ Buck. And Adrian's produced it on ProView Network, so you can watch the show on our Facebook page, The OD in the AM. See the strapping young buck. He's on there, and Adrian puts up all kinds of different stuff. We're on Comcast Channel 26, I guess that's Xfinity now, and on the YouTube channel for ProView Networks. We'll have a mystery box to give away from All In Autographs on our 12 Days of Jerseys. What time you want to do that? What hour? You know what? Let's do it in the 7 o'clock hour. Let's do it at 7:42 when we go to that break. You good with that? All right, we'll do it then. All right, Cowboys last night. Cowboy fan. Like, how's that? Was that a microcosm of everything? Is that Mike McCarthy's fault? Go ahead and tell me it's Mike McCarthy's fault that Amari Oriarie couldn't get out of the way. Cowboys deflect the punt. The ball was then hits Amani, and then and it bounced around. Bengals get it back, and Joe Burrow finishes it off. Burrow 33 for 44 for 369 yards and 3 touchdowns. He did throw an interception. And they had Jamar Chase going bonkers because that's what he does. 14 catches, 177 yards. He's crazy on Monday night.
He's crazy in general.
Yeah, but Monday night's just like, what I don't know what it is. 4 straight 100-yard Monday night games. First player to have 100-yard receiving in each of his first 4. Who keeps those stats?
It's you put box scores into databases, and you can easily search that stuff.
It's insane. Rico Dowdle, I mean, I don't know. Did they find a running back, or is it just whatever? You better go get a running back. Do they have a running back for next year? Cowboys?
I think they have a guy in the rotation.
All right, they got to go get someone, right? They got to go get a like a durable.
It feels like Tony Pollard, where it's good, and then you'd be like, oh, this is going to be our number one for sure, and it doesn't live up to expectations, and you're disappointed.
Dowdle, 18 carries.
Dallas Cowboys.
Yeah, 18 carries, 131 yards. Cooper Rush, 2 touchdown passes and an interception. It was all set up. I mean, it was there for Dallas. We're going to get it back. You got the best kicker in the league. I do believe that. And you were going to get the ball back in good field position. And Amani couldn't get out of the way, and they get the ball back and stick it to you. Everybody keeps telling me, oh, they're 5-8. They're still in the playoff race. Okay. I mean, I guess teams will fall apart. For Cincinnati, I'm not sure I see it, right? In the AFC, Buffalo is 3.5 games clear of Miami. How can it only be 3.5? No, they're 4 games. They're 4 games clear. Pittsburgh's 2 games clear with the tiebreaker on Baltimore. Houston's 2 games clear of Indianapolis, and Kansas City won the West. So your division winners most likely are going to be Kansas City, Houston, Pittsburgh, and Buffalo, which leaves you with 3 wild card spots. And where do you go? Right now, those wild card spots are the Ravens, the Chargers, and the Broncos. And they're all 8-5. And everybody wants me to believe, well, now at 5-8, Cincinnati's back in it. They're 3 games back, and they lost to most of those teams.
They're not back in it. I think the Cincinnati Bengals are the most disappointing team in the NFL because they have a quarterback that can beat and be better than Patrick Mahomes and Josh Allen and Lamar Jackson. And we've seen it over the last couple of years, either been health or they can't put the entire team together. And their defense has been so bad at times this season because if you just looked at Joe Burrow and his production this season,
it's really good.
He'd be the MVP of the league. 5 straight games with 3 touchdown passes. His numbers against the Ravens are exceptional.
Are his numbers better than Josh Allen's? I haven't looked.
They may be. We would be having that conversation,
okay.
Even if it was an 8-5 team.
Is Josh Allen your MVP right now, or is it Saquon Barkley?
I think
because those are my 2 guys right now.
I think it's Allen. We weight the quarterback.
Yeah.
I'm keeping Saquon Barkley in that conversation.
I love what he's done. And I think when you say valuable, I think the difference in that team from the end of last year to what they've been this year because of the addition of him makes him insanely valuable, let alone really, really good.
Especially with all the talk about the passing game and how has it been good? How is this team
that
won
talk's
9
coming from the receiver.
Talks came from
everywhere.
Brandon Graham last night and the head coach. And so how have they been so consistent and good? It's been Saquon Barkley. But you look at, in terms of Joe Burrow's numbers, he is way ahead of Josh Allen in passing. Now, of course, Josh Allen brings the run game. But I'm just talking like 10 more touchdowns, the passing yardage. And it's the overall what Josh Allen does. That 6 touchdown performance in a loss, and you're still like, yep. That was one of those amazing games.
So do you vote for him for MVP? I mean, is he on your ballot?
I don't think he could be.
Why? What does MVP mean to you?
Because MVP is usually best quarterback from the team that has the best record.
Okay.
Or one of the top records in the NFL.
Right.
That's the way it goes.
So you're telling me he's kind of the best quarterback. Okay.
Like
I'm not mad at it.
No, it's just one you look at, and that's why I think they're the most disappointing team in the NFL. He's completing 68% of his passes. He's almost 300 yards better than the second leading passer in the NFL. 33 touchdowns and 6 interceptions.
No.
But
all right.
Team game.
Yeah, it is. All right, 505-246-0610. We got a lot to do today. We're going to get into what was said about the passing game of the Philadelphia Eagles by their veteran defensive end. We got to get through the Heisman stuff. Who do you like for the Heisman? The coaching search. I mean, it's kind of quiet on the Western Front, but is there a little bit of noise? And Bronco Mendenhall was introduced yesterday at Utah State. Said some very familiar things. Sounded really familiar. Some of the stuff that he had to say. We'll get into that. In your comments at 505-246-0610. Hey, my friends at On the Spot Automotive Detailing can take care of your vehicle. Wherever and whenever you are. Look, winter's going to hit hard. It's getting cold now. The holidays are keeping you busy. I get it that there's not enough time to deal with your car. See, but there is. Awarded best in the city for their reliability and efficiency. On the Spot Automotive Detailing is the best when it comes to detailing your vehicle. When snow hits this winter, the salts hit the road, it can all be harsh on your car. Getting it cleaned and detailed with wax will help you maintain that aesthetic look on one of your biggest investments that you've got. They come out to you where it's convenient and when it's convenient. This is like, not the beauty is they're really, really good at what they do. The other beauty is they come to you, that you don't bring your car to them, that you don't have to find the time to go bring it, drop it off, get a ride back, waste whatever, 2-3 hours. You don't have it. I don't have it. You don't need it. On the Spot Automotive Detailing. And I know you're out looking for that great gift. We're all looking for what is that great gift? On the Spot Automotive Detailing. It works every time. Go online, take a look at them. You can book and buy right there on their website, otsdetailing.com. otsdetailing.com.
We would like to thank the following sponsors for making this broadcast possible.
You followed him from the first day he signed with the team. You remember the day he poured in 63 points? The night he played a sold-out concert to 30,000 people. The day he gave his infamous speech. That's why you believe in heroes. That's why you remember and collect their memorabilia. All in autographs, where you can meet some of the greats, collect some of the greats, and share your own legacy. Visit All In Autographs, where you can celebrate the great and have your own piece of history.
Hi, my name is Ruben, and I'm with the New Mexico Educational Assistance Foundation. We are proud sponsors of high school and college sports. Either college or trade, we can help you find the funding you need. Go to nmfafsa.org. That's nmfafsa.org.
From the Sandia foothills to the banks of the Rio Grande, generations of families remain. For 5 generations, Gallus Chevrolet has handed down values written in stone, leading the way under sun-filled skies, past the vintage glow of Route 66. Built by generations past, built for generations to come. This is New Mexico. This is Gallus.
Don't sacrifice quality and flavor when you're in a hurry. Golden Pride offers ribs, fried chicken, red and green chili breakfast burritos, and frontier sweet rolls. 4 great locations, or visit us online at goldenprideabq.com. Golden Pride Barbecue Chicken and Ribs are proud supporters of ProView Sports.
Well, I'm going to the frontier, walking to the cashier, order up a root beer and a number 1. Cover it with green stuff, 1 scoop is not enough. Find a booth is real tough, back by the Duke. Meet my family, meet my friends in the quirkiest restaurant I have ever been. All of Albuquerque's favorite spot. It's the Frontier Restaurant.
The Frontier Restaurant is a proud supporter of ProView Networks.
We would like to thank the following sponsors for making this broadcast possible.
The Yeller Sub, located on 7200 Montgomery Boulevard, serves breakfast all day long along with classic hot and cold subs. Don't forget about our shakes, malts and floats made with your favorite Bluebell ice cream. 45 years and still going strong. Come on down to the Yeller Sub, official sandwich of ProView Networks.
I'm David C. Chavez, personal injury attorney. For over 4 decades, our law firm has remained steadfast in our commitment to serving the remarkable people of New Mexico that have been injured through no fault of their own. I'm a New Mexican fighting for New Mexicans. I received my bachelor's degree at NMSU and earned my law degree at UNM. I can proudly say I'm both an Aggie and a Lobo. Call now and I will meet with you. 40 years strong, and we're still as local as red and green.
We would like to thank the following sponsors for making this broadcast possible.
Albuquerque's leader in sports is ProView. From pros to prep, all your favorite action. All your favorite talk shows. Find it on ProView Networks.
Mendenhall was introduced yesterday as the 31st head coach at Utah State University. 5-year contract. $6 million just a year ago. It was probably like a year and 3 days ago at the University of New Mexico that he went through this same act. It's the opening drive. Jeff Symbieta, J.J. Buck. Thank you for being with us today. 505-246-0610 if you want to get in. He said the decision to leave the University of New Mexico after one season was difficult. He talked about being close to family. He said that he can be close to family and continue coaching. He's got 3 sons. They all live in Provo. That's where BYU is. His mom is 93. She lives in Alpine, Utah. And his quote was, he said, to say there was another reason, there wasn't. Our chance to continue to do this with our family so close, man, that's who gets to do that. It's just awesome. And that happens to be here in Logan, in Utah State, with this rich tradition, the recent successes, past successes, and the trajectory in the future. Gosh, that just made a lot of sense. I still feel for the kids there. In this world of the transfer portal and how it works, they might be more prepared than in the past eras. Talk about for when a coach leaves. It's still difficult, and I think any coach that leaves a program doesn't feel that way, probably hasn't coached them hard enough, end quote. I know how this rings to you. Like Lobo fan, I get it. And you heard so much of what he talked about. JJ, he talked about, there was one quote in there where he says, gosh, football means a lot here. It's great to be somewhere, and I'm paraphrasing, where football means a lot. And you could tell, he was kind of basically saying, man, where I just came from. That's how I heard it. That's how, I don't know how you heard
it. The family stuff, it's a hard one because I don't ever want to criticize anyone for family, but there's a part of me that's like, your family was there.
And your mom was
before you
92
took the New Mexico
year.
job.
Yeah.
And now it's something. It's because the opportunity at Utah State opened up, and yes, a lot of it rings hollow. It does, especially for Lobo fans in this situation. And there are some things that hit home, and you mentioned the comment about football mattering, and I do go back to that Washington State game. And with them playing meaningful football late in the season, and you show up to that stadium and you're like, dude, people know there's a game today. Mm-hmm. And for as much as people were upset, still wasn't that push from those people to be in the stands late in the season.
Yeah. He said, let me give you a few more quotes from Bronco yesterday. He says, usually after the season, and it happens really fast, there's contact. There's an interview, and in a very short amount of time, there's one of these. He was talking about the press conference. That's how it works. To do anything more than that while the season is going, I think, is a disservice to wherever I am and wherever those are that I'm coaching. So, yeah, there's firewalls and barriers that really that really no one gets through during the season. He was talking about no one getting to him. He says, and that does make the timing harder. Yeah, is the principle driven home of who really matters and why? Yes, that's loyalty. Plenty say, now, gosh, I was only there for 1 year. That was very difficult for me until it became clear family first, last, always was an option. That added clarity. It's part of his quote. Again, I can't argue family. I'm with you. His family was all there a year ago. You know what wasn't there a year ago? A vacancy at any of the schools there.
Yeah, no jobs in Utah.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, there just wasn't a Utah State opening last year. And he talked about a little bit about coaching and being one game away from a bowl game and beating Washington State. Quote, that community, he's talking about this one. I watched whoever was there when and again, the whoever was there was a little dig. And I get it. Look, you didn't show. I watched whoever was there when we beat Washington State. I had a similar experience in Virginia when the crowd rushed the field, about half full when we beat Georgia Tech to be bowl eligible. They were feeling a transformation happening. I watched them be torn and hurt when they heard my decision after seeing the direction the program was going. I didn't take that lightly and still don't. Very difficult. You can't coach effectively without connecting deeply. It's not possible. I guess it is, but it's hollow, and I'm not after that. End quote. How does that ring to you, Lobo fan? I'm really honestly just curious. Or are you done? Like, whatever, let that guy go. I don't care anymore. He was introduced yesterday. He talked about you. He talked about players being in the portal, and I mean, almost the way I heard in other quotes. And I'm looking for those quotes because I heard him yesterday. He talked about, those guys, and some of them will come here. Basically, is what he said. They're coming with me.
It rings so hollow. Like, there's a route where you can connect the dots and see why this would make sense for Bronco Mendenhall. But then everything he preached and what he asked for from his players and not giving players jersey numbers. And heck, at the end of the season, there's still some players that hadn't earned jersey numbers. They're on that roster and buying in and doing hard stuff. And he's like, well, looks like it might be too difficult and too many challenges. So
is that how you feel?
Yes.
So you kind of feel he just said, it's too difficult. Okay.
Because you can run down the athletic director change, the conference change. All that stuff is fair. But when you have this guy that sold to you, like, give us an opportunity, it's earned, nothing is given. And then he just looked at it and goes, I'm better than this. Peace out.
I do believe that there's a lot of Lobo fan who feels what you just said, that he thinks I'm better than this. Yeah, I do think that. That's interesting. I don't know that I felt that he ran from this. So you felt he more ran from something than to something? If it was BYU or Utah, you would feel like you ran.
You went from. I look at it in, like, you're driving, economy car.
Yeah.
And he went from an economy car to just like the GT version of it.
Okay.
Not,
Yeah, no, he didn't upgrade to a luxury car. I got it.
Supercar, just GT.
Yeah. Okay. I'm not sure I hate that. It's interesting. There's a lot of things that would have run too. He was making $1.2 million here. He's making $2 million there. An $800,000 raise is pretty nice. Family being there, familiarity, the state, faith, understand that. The salary pool for assistants. And again, Fernando Lobo came out last week and said, we met with him and we're going to commit. Now, Fernando Lobo also said probably, I don't know, and I appreciate him being on with us, but how many times did he say last week on Friday, I'm not going to get into details, right? And, which is fine. We know the details of the deal that he got at Utah State. We know in some vague terms that the new AD at New Mexico said that we're going to, we committed that we're going to give him more. We just don't know what it is. The Utah State, their leadership doubled down on football being a key part of the university's success, right? They say they're going to go all in on revenue sharing. They want to keep up with the Power Four. So I'm going to assume Fernando gave him more of whatever. I don't know what. It's interesting. I haven't thought of that he ran from something as opposed to something. I never thought that he was afraid of this job. And afraid's not right. Maybe, how did you phrase it? That it was just too hard, too much?
I think Bronco, it checks all the boxes. Family, faith.
Yep.
Potential.
Money.
Money. I understand that. But then I do look at it and say, even with the conference change, why'd you take the job at UNM then?
And I think the answer is he wanted to get back in then, and that was the job. I think it was pretty apparent at the time he wanted the Boise State job last year, right? And they hired Spencer Danielson, who was the interim. They promoted him and so he didn't get that. I mean, was this the only job that he could take last year? You look at a bunch of hires here. I mean, Bob Davie was out for 10 years. Bronco was out for, 2-3 years? Is this the place people jump back in? I don't know. All right, I got to take this break. If you're there, please stay there. 505-246-0610. We'll start taking phone calls when we get back. It's the opening drive on 95.9 FM and AM 670 Sports Animal.
The holiday.
We would like to thank the following sponsors for making this broadcast possible.
New Mexico celebrates the holiday season with the 19th Isleta New Mexico Bowl. Our state's premier annual sports event is Saturday, December 28th at University Stadium. College football's postseason with New Mexico flavor. All your info is at NewMexicoBowl.com.
International Protective Services is a proud supporter of ProView Sports and New Mexico Youth Athletics. IPS provides residential and commercial security services in the Albuquerque metro area. For more info, please call 505-897-2420 or visit internationalprotectiveservice.com. Rudy's is a proud supporter of ProView Networks.
For your surprisingly great rates, contact your local State Farm agent today.
If you want the real deal, call State Farm agent Marty Size in Albuquerque today.
Like a good neighbor, State Farm is there.
International Protective Services is a proud supporter of ProView Sports and New Mexico Youth Athletics. IPS provides residential and commercial security services in the Albuquerque metro area. For more info, please call 505-897-2420 or visit internationalprotectiveservice.com. We would like to thank the following sponsors for making this broadcast possible. For over 20 years, Evergard Roofing and Solar has been committed to customer service. Locally owned and operated, Evergard offers both commercial and residential roofing and solar services. For more info, please call 505-821-9543. Evergard Roofing and Solar are proud supporters of ProView Sports Network and New Mexico Youth Athletics.
I might not be in the cage as much anymore. Just like riding a bicycle, I can pick up the fight from where I left off. I'm not some slick-haired outsider posing with borrowed gloves. I grew up here. New Mexico is in my blood. I'm a New Mexican fighting for other New Mexicans. I'm Adam Oki. I'll be your champion in the courtroom.
The Yeller Sub, located on 7200 Montgomery Boulevard, serves breakfast all day long along with classic hot and cold subs. Don't forget about our shakes, malts and floats made with your favorite Blue Bell ice cream. 45 years and still going strong. Come on down to the Yeller Sub, official sandwich of ProView Networks.
Hi, my name is Daniel Chavez, and this is my business partner, David Chavez. We are the owners of Indeed Safety. Indeed Safety is a local safety consulting company helping our clients with their safety needs for their projects.
One of the things we pride ourselves as a construction safety company is helping our men and women in construction get home safe every day to their families. Indeed Safety is a proud supporter of ProView Network.
We would like to thank the following sponsors for making this broadcast possible. ProView Networks would like to thank the following sponsors for making this broadcast possible. Hans Whitler Automotive, German car maintenance and repair in Albuquerque, New Mexico. Call 505-294-7684 or visit hanswhitlerauto.com.
Albuquerque's leader in sports is ProView. From pros
the other side. I was reading something on the Cache Valley Daily, which the Cache Valley C-A-C-H-E. You've been there. That's where Utah State and Logan are located. And the writer who wrote this story, whose name is Jason Walker, who covers Utah State, talked about Broncos' decision to leave New Mexico. And I'll read you some of it. It says Mendenhall's move to Utah State has led to a wave of resentment from the New Mexico faithful he left behind after just one season as head coach in Albuquerque. The Lobos won 5 games, and it went on to tell you, and for a team that has been too often a doormat for the rest of the conference in football. All that changed last week with Mendenhall's decision. Any forward momentum was firmly halted by the sudden uncertainty the Lobos now face. When asked about his decision and New Mexico's reaction to it, Mendenhall said, quote, "Watching them be torn and hurt when they heard my decision was something I didn't take lightly. You can't coach effectively without connecting deeply. It's not possible. I guess it is, but it's hollow. Never was it on our radar to leave after 1 year. It just wasn't," was more quote. And then Bronco kind of tried to spin it to show how special the job was that he was taking. And this is kind of, JJ, the point of, was he running to or from something? He said, quote, "I hope you," and he was talking to the crowd there, "I hope you're taking that as how significant this opportunity is for us. We think this is a life-changing moment for my wife and I and our family." That ultimately was the reason. To say there was another reason, there wasn't. Our chance to continue to do this with our family so close, who gets to do that? Just awesome. And it happens to be here in Logan at Utah State with its rich tradition, recent successes, past successes, and the trajectory in the future. Gosh, that just made a lot of sense. End quote. Jeff, good morning. You're on the Sports Animal. Hello, Jeffrey.
Hey, I try not to put too much thought into Bronco, but when you're talking about the article, I read one a few days ago, and really what it came down to when I saw the investment in the athletic department, where Utah had it plotted out from like $38 million to $52 million, and in the same time we've gone from like $47 million, I think it was, to $48 million. We have no plans for a stadium renovation or a new stadium. It doesn't seem like there's any, major investment from the leaders of our state into the program at any significant level that I know about. And then you read something crazy yesterday, like they're going to put $2 million into Tingley Coliseum for new seats. And it's just like, how much lipstick can you put on a pig? I did not see
that. They're doing that.
How much lipstick can you put on this horrible, horrible venue? And I know back in the day it was probably great, but that's why we can't get year-round, events. Like if we had up to a 20,000 seat indoor stadium, we could get all kinds of events. If we had a renovated stadium, you can't tell me that if we had a coach with a commitment from the state leadership that, hey, we understand the situation that you're in, but we're committing, $200, $500 million to a complete renovation or rebuild, and, get the coach excited, like all that stuff that I've said a million times. So regardless of all the family stuff, being closer to home, I can't help but think some of that had to play into it. And when you lose the AD that hired you and you don't feel like you have an ally, going after that kind of money, it kind of tips the scale in a way that probably made it more sensible for him to go where he's at. So I really hope our state gets it together and puts some money where it needs to go and quit investing in these things like new seats at Tingley Coliseum, which, by the way, actually decreases the capacity by about 700 seats. It's just ridiculous. And if we don't invest, people are going to gradually see how this program and the football that you talk about driving the bus can actually drag you down in other areas. So I hope people wake up. Good luck, Bronco. Whatever reason it is that you left, it is what it is. I hope we kick your ass when we play you, but other than that, I try not to think about it. I just want our state to invest in us.
Right on. I did not hear that. Did you hear $2 million in seats at Tingley?
No.
I didn't hear that either. Look, Tingley's rough, and the seats were made for small people. It's hard to sit in those old plastics. I get it. But holy smokes, that means they're planning on keeping that for a while, right?
Would lead me to believe that.
Yeah, I didn't know that. Matt says JJ nailed it. His family was there before he came here. Fine, whatever, save it, man. He said it was just about family, then took several veiled shots at our program. So it clearly wasn't just about family. He can't stop lying. I'm done with him. Honestly, he revealed his character, and I'm glad he's gone. He's a Bronco booty, two-faced, disingenuous, and now I think pompous. If there's any justice, he'll struggle there and get poop canned in 3 years. It's 3 to 4 years. It's from Matt. I get it. Like I get it. You're pissed. And then you listen to that, and it's some of the same crap you heard last year. Like literally, right? Some of the exact same stuff you heard a year ago. And with a few shots at, and I understand how you think it's shots at New Mexico.
It is.
Yeah.
And I understand the changes that happen. But none of the challenges that Bronco Mendenhall is addressing now were not there when he took the job. And it was just someone that wanted to get back into coaching, and this was an opportunity. Yeah. And it seemed like, all right, even like you look at UNLV, right? And Barry Odom left after 2 years.
Did a hell of a job.
But he got them to a conference championship, and he took a power conference job.
Yeah.
And it still stings, but you see something there.
And he's making a lot of money.
Yeah. This is going to fester for a long time.
And the 1 year thing hurts. The 1 year thing going to Utah State hurts. I think the one thing you've got to factor in, I mean, if it was you or me or someone without ties to the state of Utah, and the faith piece is a big deal here. I firmly believe that. I think those have to be factored into it. And you got to go, okay, I do get it. But the other stuff is really hard to eat.
Yeah, my biggest question in this is, how invested were you in the University of New Mexico?
That's totally fair.
Like, how much work were you willing to do if you're longing for home so bad?
And his response to you, I would assume, was A, how invested were they in me and our program? And B, I put in all the work. Look at the progress. I think that would be his response. I put in all the work.
A team that, for the third time, when your season was on the line, the third time you got torn up and lost to a freshman quarterback in the season.
No argument. Look, man, I think Bronco Mendenhall is a good coach, okay? I think there was momentum. I've said this. And did I have this conversation with you on Friday? Can't even remember anymore what I have on the air and off the air. I'll ask you this. I'll put it out there. Do you think this team would have been a bowl team if Danny Gonzalez was the coach of it? If they did not fire Danny Gonzalez, with the momentum they had at the end of last year, now you might not have been as excited about it. I'll tell you this. I think Devin Dampier would have progressed very similarly. I think Danny would have got an offensive coordinator in here. He realized what had to happen, right? Devin Dampier was here. Luke Weissong was here.
OC got a head coaching job.
Yeah.
From last year.
Yeah, a head coaching job. Brian Vincent did. Yeah. The quarterback was there. I got to believe that we're going to get better defensively. I mean, look, this is a you'll never know answer. But I'll push back on it was a disaster. It didn't work quickly enough. But again, you were 4-8 a year ago. You were 5-7 this year. You're one game better. Yeah, but we were so close. Yeah, there were close games last year too, man. I'll ask you that question. 505-246-0610. I promised you I'd give away the gift box too. So we'll do that for caller number 4. 505-246-0610. Caller 4. Right now, you win the mystery gift box with the signed jersey from our friends at All In Autographs. Call now. It's the opening drive. If you're there, we're going to get to you on the phones as well when we return. Thank you for being with us this morning on 95.9 FM and AM 670 Sports Animal.
We would like to thank the following sponsors for making this broadcast possible. ProView Networks would like to thank the following sponsors for making this broadcast possible. Hans Whitler Automotive, German car maintenance and repair in Albuquerque, New Mexico. Call 505-294-7684 or visit HansWhitlerAuto.com.
Albuquerque's leader in sports is ProView. From pros to prep. All your favorite action. All your favorite talk shows. Find it on ProView Networks.
Got shots? Got shots? Got shots?
During Got Shots, participating providers open their doors for any child who presents for immunizations, regardless of whether they are a patient or whether they have insurance.
Hi, my name is Ruben, and I'm with the New Mexico Educational Assistance Foundation. We are proud sponsors of high school and college sports. Either college or trade, we can help you find the funding you need. Go to nmfafsa.org. That's nmfafsa.org.
I'm a Blaze King customer, and I have been for the last 10 years. Blaze King stoves are very efficient, they're easy to maintain, and they use a lot less wood than you would typically use with a fireplace.
Blaze King, that's a fire.
The heat is on when it's a Blaze King wood stove, controlling heat up to 40 hours on a single load of wood with a built-in thermostat. See for yourself at either Blaze King showroom, Albuquerque and Santa Fe. Blaze King, and now that's a fire.
New Mexico celebrates the holiday season with the 19th Isleta New Mexico Bowl. Our state's premier annual sports event is Saturday, December 28th at University Stadium. College football's postseason with New Mexico flavor. All your info is at NewMexicoBowl.com.
From the Sandia foothills to the banks of the Rio Grande, generations of families remain. For 5 generations, Gallus Chevrolet has handed down values written in stone, leading the way under sun-filled skies, past the vintage glow of Route 66. Built by generations past, built for generations to come. This is New Mexico. This is Gallus.
I'm David C. Chavez, personal injury attorney. For over 4 decades, our law firm has remained steadfast in our commitment to serving the remarkable people of New Mexico that have been injured through no fault of their own. I'm a New Mexican fighting for New Mexicans. I received my bachelor's degree at NMSU and earned my law degree at UNM. I can proudly say I'm both an Aggie and a Lobo. Call now and I will meet with you. 40 years strong, and we're still as local as red and green.
TurboThreads is a proud sponsor of ProView Networks.
Almost 30 years of experience means fast service, great prices, and a wide selection of apparel from t-shirts to performance sports shirts, even jackets and hats. They feature low minimums and no setup charges on most orders.
Hosted an event, Albuquerque Convention Center is your spot. We're going to be there the week after next. Isleta New Mexico Bowl teams will be there. They take care of our people. They'll take care of you as well. They go above and beyond with menu options and a staff that is top of the line in the heart of downtown Albuquerque. 600,000 square feet plus diverse spaces. The Albuquerque Convention Center will accommodate anything imaginable, from intimate meetings and gatherings to grand expos and conferences. Staff, service, food and beverage options. It all goes above and beyond. Your dream event becomes reality in the event everybody wants to be at. Parking adjacent to the facility, easy in, easy out. Whether it's 2 people or, 10 people. 2 people might not, but 10, all the way up to 20,000. Albuquerque Convention Center. Visit them online at albuquerquecc.com or give them a call at 505-768-4575. That's area code 505-768-4575. Hey, Mud, thanks for holding. Good morning. You're on the Sports Animal.
Hey, good morning, gentlemen. I just want to say a couple things. The Bronco thing, man, I kind of seen it a while back. He didn't seem like he would want it to be here. That's the kind of vibe I got from him. But to get back to whose fault it is, like a couple of callers been calling and saying, like they put $2 million at the Tingley for those seats. I've seen it on the news, man.
Yeah.
That's real.
Yeah, I just got the link. Somebody just sent me the link. Yeah.
Yeah, man. You know what? If we keep on voting for the same people, the same party or whatever, I'm not saying that this party is better than this party or whatever, but in this state, we all know who's running it, and they're not helping our athletic department here in the University of New Mexico and New Mexico State. I think if we were to get good leadership, maybe get both of the ADs from both places and try to get these people, light a fire under them, man, because we're hurting here, man. We're going to keep on losing coaches. We're going to keep on losing players because they come here and they play for the university. And the Pit's a different story. The Pit, you know, it's prestigious. Yeah, they did mess it up, too, by taking the seats out of there. There was 18,000 people, not 15,000. And I think that if the state, if the people were to get together and do something, I mean, we're going to be losing, man. I mean, we're going to suffer every year for the next couple of years, 10 years, whatever it takes to get these facilities up there. The stadium needs to be renovated, put seats in, or do something, man. I mean, they're not doing anything.
I got you. All right, Mud. Yeah, appreciate you. No, it's a really good call, and I appreciate you, Mud. Thank you. Yeah, I guess they're putting in, and I don't blame Dan Morning for wanting this. If you're going to keep that place and keep telling, Dan who runs the state fair, keep bringing events there. I mean, it's an upgrade for him. They're losing 710,000 seats, but I mean, they're wider. If you're going to go to an event there, at least they're going to be more comfortable. I mean, if they're going to continue to use that place, they need more seats. I mean, I know you and me and all think the answer is knock that thing down and build a new one, but where's that money? We got $2 million for new seats or $200 million for a new one. I don't know. What do you got? Travis, good morning. You're on the Sports Animal. Hi, Travis.
Hey, good morning, fellas.
What's happening? You all right?
Look, man, it's still muted, man. If the Bronco thing wasn't bad enough, getting swept by NMSU.
Yeah, how'd that feel?
Over the weekend.
It was rough. It was rough.
And by the way, that Lady Lobo team is just too talented to give those games out, man. It's just, I mean, man, I hate losing to the Aggies. I mean, I feel like Danny Gonzalez here. I not that I enjoy losing, but losing to that team in any sport, I don't care if we started a cornhole team. If we lost to the Aggies in cornhole, I'd be angry.
Should be.
So, it is what it is.
The Army beat Navy, right?
On that for a week.
It's like the Army quarterback after the game the other day, right? They just won a conference championship, and it's like he ended up by beat Navy, right? I mean, it's like your focus. Lobos beat Aggies. The Aggies beat Lobos. Army beat Navy. That's what it is.
That's right, and that's the checkbox that has to be checked for any coach coaching in this program, and it doesn't matter what sport it is. You have to beat the Aggies, but it's all right.
I'm going to give it to Jason Hooten a little bit.
Tonight, and I'll get over it.
Yeah.
What's that?
I'm going to give it to Jason Hooten. And JJ, you and I haven't talked about this. Jason Hooten, the coach down there, his teams have not performed. And look, he's had to rebuild the whole thing from scratch. JJ, in the Pit last year, they got beat by 40. He damn near beat the Lobos last year down there, right?
Yep.
He took that Donovan drive to win at the end, that crazy reverse layup. And then he comes up here and wins. I'm going to give Jason Hooten a little credit, at least in the rivalry games.
He definitely deserves it. By the way, that was an ESPN top 10 highlight, dense layup last year.
Well, you know what? This will make ESPN too, Travis. Let me tell you how. The over-under was 150.5. And so Van Pelt says, you got it. You bet the under. Here it is. They inbound the pass. Braden Avalon's no good. Boom, you hit the under. Wait a minute. What? Dude, no. He goal tip, right? That's how that's going to go. Promise you on bad beats, and then it goes over.
100%. Yeah. But look, on the Bronco thing, I can't believe I'm admitting this, but I hate watched Broncos press conference yesterday.
A lot of people.
And look, and I know what a lot of Lobos did, I'm sure, and it's insulting now being at the end of his very brief tenure, hearing his same rhetoric, the same talking points about building men and building a program. And JJ hit this right on the head.
I mean, it's infuriating. It's a slap in the face. That same philosophy that gave Lobos comfort during his very brief tenure and at the beginning of his tenure now feels like salt in the wounds. I mean, Bronco didn't say he was bringing Louis with him like another coach we all know, but he basically said he's taking everybody he can with him. And it would be one thing if he said he's just taking his guys or the guys he signed last week when they did that announcement. But no, he's taking guys that were here in the program when he got here, that were recruited by Danny. You know, and it shows just how little he cares about this program at the end of the day. I mean, for one, it was simply a way to get back into coaching and leverage that to a better position. I mean, and he took a shot at fan attendance and buy-in, but fan attendance isn't any different at Utah State. Average attendance in 2024, in the 2024 season at UNM was 16,000 average attendance. At Utah State, it was 16,992. So that 1,000 really makes a difference. I mean, maybe it does because they have a smaller stadium, but that talking point is an unnecessary, just gratuitous shot at this program. I mean, and should fans have bought in more quickly? Maybe, but you lost to Montana State at home right out of the gate in a game that we paid for. So he was building something and the fans would have come, but to take the kind of the gratuitous shots that he took at UNM, it's just unnecessary. I think he could have walked out the door and said, hey, listen, Utah is a more LDS friendly community. We all would have understand that. We all would move jobs for more money, but to do what he did, taking the shots at UNM, unnecessary, and it just leaves so much bad blood. And to hear the same talking points, it is so damn hollow now that we're here a year later. Thanks, guys.
Wow. Really strong call. I mean, I want to unpack a lot of that because I know a lot of you feel that way. 505-246-0610. Jeff Sabieta, JJ Buck on the opening drive on 95.9 FM, AM 670 Sports Outlet. That might have been the best call in a month.
The Christmas.
We would like to thank the following sponsors for making this broadcast possible. TurboThreads is a proud sponsor of ProView Networks.
Almost 30 years of experience means fast service, great prices, and a wide selection of apparel from t-shirts to performance sport shirts, even jackets and hats. They feature low minimums and no setup charges on most orders. TurboThreads is located at 1503 Golf Course Road in Rio Rancho, or find them on Facebook, online at turbothreads.com, or call 999-1234 for TurboThreads.
The Yeller Sub, located on 7200 Montgomery Boulevard, serves breakfast all day long along with classic hot and cold subs. Don't forget about our shakes, malts and floats made with your favorite Blue Bell ice cream. 45 years and still going strong. Come on down to the Yeller Sub, official sandwich of ProView Networks.
Albuquerque's leader in sports is ProView. From pros to prep, all your favorite action. All your favorite talk shows. Find it on ProView Networks. Don't sacrifice quality and flavor when you're in a hurry. Golden Pride offers ribs, fried chicken, red and green chili breakfast burritos, and Frontier sweet rolls. 4 great locations, or visit us online at goldenprideabq.com. Golden Pride Barbecue Chicken and Ribs are proud supporters of ProView Sports.
You followed him from the first day he signed with the team. You remember the day he poured in 63 points? The night he played a sold-out concert to 30,000 people. The day he gave his infamous speech. That's why you believe in heroes. That's why you remember and collect their memorabilia. All In Autographs, where you can meet some of the greats, collect some of the greats, and share your own legacy. Visit All In Autographs, where you can celebrate the great and have your own piece of history.
New Mexico celebrates the holiday season with the 19th Isleta New Mexico Bowl. Our state's premier annual sports event is Saturday, December 28th at University Stadium. College football's postseason with New Mexico flavor. All your info is at NewMexicoBowl.com.
International Protective Services is a proud supporter of ProView Sports and New Mexico Youth Athletics. IPS provides residential and commercial security services in the Albuquerque metro area. For more info, please call 505-897-2420 or visit internationalprotectiveservice.com.
Albuquerque's leader in sports is ProView. From pros to prep, all your favorite action. All your favorite talk shows. Find it on ProView Networks.
Rudy's is a proud supporter of ProView Networks.
The Yeller Sub, located on 7200 Montgomery Boulevard, serves breakfast all day long along with classic hot and cold subs. Don't forget about our shakes, malts and floats made with your favorite Blue Bell ice cream. 45 years and still going strong.
Good. What he said is, and I'm paraphrasing Travis, and I know a lot of you feel this way, and I've heard this from many of you. If you want to say, hey, it's a faith thing, LDS, the population there and the commitment, and that's our faith and our families there. And I think everybody understands that. You go. Not, I get it. But then to take the shots that you all felt, or he did, that you took at UNM is what really bothered him. And I understand it. All right. Mike, good morning. You're on the Sports Animal. Hello, Mike.
Hey, guys. Thanks for taking my call. So I want to respond to just a couple of things.
Yeah.
First of all, the last call and Travis and kind of what I'm hearing. So I've only been here in Albuquerque 5 years.
Yeah.
I'm a huge sports fan. So I've been going to Lobo fans, taking my daughter, going to the games. And to answer your question, no. I don't think the team would have been as good under Danny Gonzalez as they were this year under Bronco. That's just what I think.
All right.
But secondly, is that what I'm hearing from these Lobo fans is everybody's kind of talking, and Travis, too, it was a good articulate call, but everybody kind of sounds like the boyfriend who the girlfriend left them. The girlfriend left you for somebody else, maybe one of your friends, and all you can do is kind of lament and just talk about all the promises that she made, all the things she took from your apartment, and really it just kind of makes the dude look pathetic. It's like pathetic. Nobody is attracted to that kind of energy. It's like Bronco lies. He's lying again. You listen to that press conference. Dude's saying the same thing. It's just rhetoric.
Yeah.
UNM is better with that dude being out of the way. Taking it in stride instead of taking it on the chin is kind of like what I feel like you and him have to do. And I'll let you respond here quick, but I want to just say that the whole 4-minute drive with the Cowboys get the ball with 4 minutes to go against the worst run defense in the league. Rico Dowdle's having a career night at 7 yards a touch. The first play, he goes 19 yards, first down.
Yeah.
And then the next play, you go 3 straight ridiculous passing plays. The only 2 guys that could have beat the Cowboys last night were Joe Burrow and Cooper Rush. And you let Cooper Rush try to win it. He couldn't do it. And then Joe Burrow beats him on just horrific. Thanks for taking my call,
That's
guys.
good. So there's a lot of jilted lover in there. There is.
Of course. I think for fans, get it out. Like, vent your frustration. Absolutely. Because you have to buy into something. And they bought into Bronco Mendenhall. And when he cuts the cord after 1 year, yeah, you're gonna feel jilted and you want to get it out. And I think for the University of New Mexico with Fernando Lobo, new leadership, like, they're moving forward. They're not playing this game. But fans, get it out. And then what you hope for is, everyone's talking about the investment. And what you have to do, though, is bridge the gap for people who don't care about athletics and let them know why this matters to this state, why this should be something state money goes to. And it's because it is that front porch mentality. Now, you're not going to get the Deion Sanders effect at the University of New Mexico, but if you look at what he has done for the University of Colorado, not just the social media engagement,
inarguable,
but the entrance, the applications, like, all that stuff's
donations.
Real. And there's plenty of times to go back and look at that. And the front porch mentality is real. And if you talk about events, I think we need to start looking at El Paso and the Sun Bowl being a model of going, that's what University Stadium has to do. The Pit, that ship has sailed. You're not getting events in there, man. It's a hole in the ground. It is great for basketball, concerts, fights, etc. It ain't coming. But in terms of large-scale events in an outdoor setting, heck, like Monster Jam, all these other things could be possible at University Stadium.
All right. Mike said something, and I want your thoughts on. He said, hey, you're going to be better without Bronco Mendenhall. And he said, take it. And as I'm listening to him, there's part of me that over the last couple of days, I've been, you know what, take it now. Take it now instead of take it next year or whatever. If dude didn't want to be here, do you want your girlfriend to be with you if she don't want to be with you? I'll stay on his analogy. If dude didn't want to be here, if he never, again, really good coach, did he invest in the community? Did he do anything in the community? Well, Danny did, but he didn't win. Oh, okay. Is there a medium in there? Do you need your coach to be vested in the community? I think Richard Pitino's walking a really, really good mix of being out in the community and being a good coach, right?
Yeah, even the social media presence can cover that for Richard Pitino.
All right, fine. If can you be better off? You can be. It really depends on what this hire does, right? And now it's up to Fernando Lobo, right? If you sit here tomorrow, next day, whatever, and there's a coach that gets you excited and you're going to be better off, and I think that's coming, and I hope that's coming, then, goodbye, Bronco who? And that's what this hire's got to be. It's almost got to be a Bronco who hire, right? Somebody to come in here and whatever, man, we're going to be way better now.
It's part of the game you have to play at collegiate athletics, especially at a place like the University of New Mexico. I believe Bronco Mendenhall is a good football coach.
Yes.
And he did work hard this season.
Yes.
But even just being around the outside, and even the one trip I had in the year, like they were, I give them credit because they were about ball. Yeah. Like they trimmed the fat, they were about the ball, but there was an element of this isn't the NFL, man.
Yeah, there was an arrogance to it.
You have to. It's college athletics.
Yeah.
Where's the
community?
And it's like, if they didn't have to speak to you, they weren't going to speak to you.
Yep. Text line says, remember when Lobos took the Aggie coach? Call the Wambulance. Well, you did steal their basketball coach. Don't you remember that? You took their basketball coach from your rival. Grady
wasn't the right
didn't work out
decision.
that well, did it? Grady, good morning. You're on the Sports Animal. How you living?
Unhappy couples counselors of the OD and the AM. A lot of good stuff. Hey, Travis said something in his call that I think is important to worth mentioning. He mentioned that New Mexico might not be LDS friendly. And again, I hear, it's about his faith and things of that nature. Well, I kind of liken it to way back when Fran Fraschilla was the basketball coach, and there was a buzz of maybe he can get some of those East Coast guys out here. And I know when we have ex-Lobos on, guys that came from California or Mississippi or Texas. Now, what I also hear when I hear those conversations is, are we able to attract those black athletes when there's really not a big black population here in New Mexico? Those kids that are used to being able to go to 2, 3, 4 different black churches, venues, all those things, while it's not unfriendly here, there is an active black population in Albuquerque and New Mexico, but it's not as big as what those kids may be used to. And are they comfortable with that? So when Travis said LDS friendly, I thought about that. Now, again, are there LDS folks here? Of course there are.
Mm-hmm.
Now, was Bronco comfortable being, I guess, a super faith minority? Maybe not. Well, then again, as JJ mentioned, you knew about that before you came out here. You knew about that when you were an assistant out here. If that was such an important piece, then, again, why'd you come out here in the first place? And the whole, get over it, take it in stride. Well, yeah, and I guess a silver lining to that might be that even coaches as quote-unquote nice and as emotional as Bronco Mendenhall, 9 out of 10 of those guys, they're just coaches. It's just a business. So maybe that's the lesson that you take, that don't get too high, don't get too low. You get somebody in here that can get you some wins, and don't buy into it too much, because everything that Bronco said at the press conference, you're right, as folks have mentioned, it rung hollow. It was disingenuous. He's just another dude. He's just another coach trying to chase whatever he's chasing, and it doesn't really matter where he's at, despite what he's.
I think that's the bottom line. Yeah, I think that's the bottom line.
It's one of those things where what can we learn from it? Hey, maybe learn to treat it more and more as a business versus trying to get somebody in here that's a sentimental favorite, and let's see what we can do. So that's something that I take from it. But hey, I'm still jilted. I'm still that girlfriend that's mad. And listen, and somewhere or another, if Bronco is listening, I hope your crop of L's is bountiful and plentiful for years to come.
Thank you, sir. Appreciate
the time.
All right. It's a lot there. It's another perspective. Keep them coming. Man, I just looked at the text line. I mean, you guys are blowing that up as well. And we'll get to those. Got a sweet deal for you, 505-246-0610. Keep them coming. Get it out to them. Man, you had to watch that yesterday. You had to sit there. Maybe you didn't sit through it. Maybe you hate watched like Travis did. Maybe you just got fed a soundbite or two. But boy, you heard a lot of the same mess you heard about a year ago. Hey, if you're shopping for an engagement ring, whether it's locally or online, there is only one store here in Albuquerque that can offer you everything John Thomas Jewelers offers. That would be John Thomas Jewelers. They got over 3,000 ladies and men's bridal rings on hand for you to try on. They got the only free lifetime nationwide warranty in Albuquerque, and they've got the ability to custom make any ring you can dream of. And it's all done right there on premises in that beautiful state-of-the-art design center they got. It's amazing. So whether it's engagement ring shopping or whether you're trying to wow her with an amazing anniversary gift or shopping for that perfect holiday gift she'll never forget, you have got to stop by John Thomas Jewelers. They're the only 5-star Google-rated full-service jeweler in town. They're the fastest-growing jeweler in New Mexico for 3 straight years and voted best jeweler in Albuquerque 4 straight years, even voted coolest jewelry store by In-Store Magazine. So many reasons to see for yourself why John Thomas Jewelers is the best jeweler in Albuquerque. Go by and see them. It's on Louisiana, 1 block south of Manal, 3rd floor of the Lewis University building, 2440 Louisiana Northeast, Suite 310, directly across the street from the mall to the east. JohnThomasJewelers.com. You'll see it all right there.
We would like to thank the following sponsors for making this broadcast possible. International Protective Services is a proud supporter of ProView Sports and New Mexico Youth Athletics. IPS provides residential and commercial security services in the Albuquerque metro area. For more info, please call 505-897-2420 or visit internationalprotectiveservice.com. We would like to thank the following sponsors for making this broadcast possible. For over 20 years, Evergard Roofing and Solar has been committed to customer service. Locally owned and operated, Evergard offers both commercial and residential roofing and solar services. For more info, please call 505-821-9543. Evergard Roofing and Solar are proud supporters of ProView Sports Network and New Mexico Youth Athletics.
The Yeller Sub, located on 7200 Montgomery Boulevard, serves breakfast all day long along with classic hot and cold subs. Don't forget about our shakes, malts and floats made with your favorite Blue Bell ice cream. 45 years and still going strong. Come on down to the Yeller Sub, official sandwich of ProView Networks.
I might not be in the cage as much anymore. Just like riding a bicycle, I can pick up the fight from where I left off. I'm not some slick-haired outsider posing with borrowed gloves. I grew up here. New Mexico is in my blood. I'm a New Mexican fighting for other New Mexicans. I'm Adam Oki. I'll be your champion in the courtroom.
We would like to thank the following sponsors for making this broadcast possible.
Hi, my name is Daniel Chavez, and this is my business partner, David Chavez. We are the owners of Indeed Safety. Indeed Safety is a local safety consulting company helping our clients with their safety needs for their projects.
One of the things we pride ourselves as a construction safety company is helping our men and women in construction get home safe every day to their families. Indeed Safety is a proud supporter of ProView Network.
Hi, my name is Ruben, and I'm with the New Mexico Educational Assistance Foundation. We are proud sponsors of high school and college sports. Either college or trade, we can help you find the funding you need. Go to nmfafsa.org. That's nmfafsa.org.
From the Sandia foothills to the banks of the Rio Grande, generations of families remain. For 5 generations, Gallus Chevrolet has handed down values written in stone, leading the way under sun-filled skies, past the vintage glow of Route 66. Built by generations past, built for generations to come. This is New Mexico. This is Gallus.
Got shots? Got shots? Got shots?
During Got Shots, participating providers open their doors for any child who presents for immunizations, regardless of whether they are a patient or whether they have insurance.
New Mexico celebrates the holiday season with the 19th Isleta New Mexico Bowl. Our state's premier annual sports event is Saturday, December 28th at University Stadium. College football's postseason with New Mexico flavor. All your info is at newmexicobowl.com.
Turbo Threads is a proud sponsor of ProView Networks.
Almost 30 years of experience means fast service, great prices, and a wide selection of apparel from t-shirts to performance sports shirts, even jackets and hats. They feature low minimums and no setup charges on most orders. Turbo Threads is located at 1503 Golf Course Road in Rio Rancho, or find them on Facebook, online at turbothreads.com.
Hey guys, yeah, I think Bronco Mendenhall is a great communicator. I think he has a way of communicating his message
to where people believe him. We believed him. The players believed him. And I think that's a lot, of the recipe of being a good coach as well. He's delivering a message about building up kids and character and this and that. And then he backs it up with some tears at post-game interviews. And so we absolutely believe what the man says. And that's what his players did as well. They believed what he said. They believed in his coaching. But I tell you what, if it wasn't for Dan Pierre, how many of those games would we have lost?
Well,
we had, the number one most penalized team in the country.
Again.
We were top 5, top 10 worst defense in the country.
Yep.
Without Dan Pierre, I can list you probably 3 games at least that we would have lost. He did it on his talent alone. And without him, I don't think he would have gotten to 5 wins.
Yeah, and Ken, refresh my memory. Did he recruit Devin Dampier or did the previous staff?
No.
Yeah.
No, he was already here. So we give him a lot of credit, which I think we should in a sense because he is a great communicator.
Mm-hmm.
He had us convinced. He convinced us of he wanted to be here. He would cry. He would get very emotional. It was like, wow, this guy loves his team. Who cries after a great win and gets that emotional after wins? It's like, that's pretty awesome to see.
Yep.
And the players see that, and they're like, this guy's going to battle for me. Yeah. But at the end of the day, the numbers are the numbers. And he won one more game with Gonzalez's players with a fantastic quarterback, probably one of the best quarterbacks I can remember in the history of UNM football. And the last thing, guys, I was wondering, and I can just hear you guys when I hang up, what are the names that are being kind of listed out there of who's interested in this job? Is there any names yet that you guys are hearing of?
Yeah.
And I'll hang up and just listen.
All right,
Thanks,
Ken.
guys.
JJ, Gary Patterson, I've heard is interested, the former TCU coach. I know Matt Wells, who's at Kansas State, former Utah State and Texas Tech coach, is interested. I know Holman Wiggins is interested. He's the former Lobo who was on Nick Saban's staff for a long time, who's the co-offensive coordinator at Texas A&M now. Curtis Looper's interested. Like there's a lot of the same names. Matt Wells was a finalist last time through. What's different this time? Do you like Matt? I think Matt would work here really well, and I know he loves Albuquerque. He's Ray Birmingham's cousin. If that means anything to you, there's a little bit of a tie. You heard any others? I mean, there's a bunch of names. There's a lot.
It's kind of that initial list we threw out there. It's a lot of those names that's simmering, and then I'm also excited to see if there's any of those agents that start putting stuff out there, and we'll see what happens.
Or Fernando Lobo tie, right? What's he got? All right, we're gonna get a sweet deal. Let me get one more in, and then I got a really fun sweet deal that you're gonna enjoy. That I kind of I got a little Christmas bonus with that. Tony, good morning. You're on the Sports Animal. Hi, Tony.
Hey, how you doing?
Good. How you living?
It's rough right now, but we're gonna make it through.
Promise.
With talking about Bronco, I think that I'm disappointed that he took a shot at the university. And then as I listened to him talk, and he talked about that all these Lobos that were on the portal that he's going to pick up, and it's almost like maybe he told them, "Hey, I'm leaving. Come along with me, and I've got a job for you."
Of course.
Here, and I'm thinking, he just could have kept all that to himself, and I would have been happy. And I'm not happy he's gone. And I bought in. I took the juice from him, and that's kind of like where I'm at.
Yeah, got it, Tony. Appreciate you. A lot of people are there, man. A lot of people are there. Eric Strauss is in studio. You listen to him over on the House of Strauss, the incredibly popular. I mean, they got their own gear. You got your own store. You got your own hat. What's up, dude? It's good to see you.
Well, I buy it all.
Well,
I mean, it's not like
you got it.
Yeah,
it's like I made this beautiful. We bought this. You listen to him over on News Radio KKOB every night.
I always try to get the suits to kick in. But,
I know. Look, I understand. You're up early this morning, dude.
Yeah. It's I'm actually I get up early no matter what. Yeah. Do I get up Brett Rizzi early? So Brett Rizzi's the owner of No Bull Prime Meats, and I'm a very hardworking person. Like I'm opening up a full blown MVD now, and so that's a whole adventure unto itself. But Brett, I'm a hardworking person, and I went out to his ranches, and it stressed me out.
Did it?
Like I literally felt how hard this guy works. His ranches are meticulously clean.
Let me tell people who Brett Rizzi is, because he's our sweet deal today. It's No Bull Prime Meats, and if you go to our website at sportsanimалabq.com, at 9 o'clock, click on the sweet deal icon, you'll get $50 worth of No Bull Prime Meats for just $25. Best meat in town. So there's no antibiotics, no steroids, no vaccinations, raised in a stances. So that's the dude you're talking about. He's usually here with a gun and a knife on one hip.
Yes.
Because he told me if this one doesn't work, this one will.
Yeah. And he literally does things like he has 3 different pastures, and he keeps the moms next to the babies to lower the stress on the animals. He plants trees so there's shade.
Really?
And everything is about his animals. And producing the finest meat. And when you try No Bull Prime Meats, you get it right away. Yeah. He rakes the ground at the ranches. Like they're meticulously. Yeah. If you go by No Bull Prime Meats, you see immediately that this meat's different. Like the store is meticulously clean. Everything about this product is top notch. It's USDA prime cuts of meat, and you won't find anything better. It's incredible.
Where are they?
They're right at 2nd and Griegos. So I'm sorry, not
1208 Griegos Northwest.
Yeah, 1208 Griegos Road Northwest. Yeah. It's 12th and Griegos.
Yeah, go by.
Yeah, and it's right there. You'll see a big bull on the sign.
Yeah, you've seen it.
Yeah, and then he put up these metal sculptures, a rancher and a horse, and it's really cool. He's got a place where you can tie your horse off if you want to ride your horse up to No Bull Prime Meats.
As you should.
Yeah.
As you should.
Right?
You could ride your cow if you want.
Cows.
He'll deliver. And it's not just like what your basic butcher shop, man. This prime beef and bison and pork and lamb and goat and chicken and figure it out.
Camel.
Go by their website. It's
rattlesnake.
No Bull.
He's got all kinds of
So isn't there a karma on eating rattlesnake?
I don't know.
I won't do it. Can I tell you why?
Why?
Because I play golf and there's snakes out there and I don't need them taking a snip at me. And so it's the total mindset of all my buddies in SoCal who surf.
Yeah,
right? They
don't eat shark.
They will not eat shark.
Don't eat shark. I wouldn't either.
There's like, no, I'm not eating shark. I don't want shark eating me. That's the whole thing on rattlesnake, man. Yeah. Leave me alone. I'll leave you alone. I'm always looking for balls like JJ is. Yeah. Right.
Yes.
I seen you hit the golf ball.
I don't kill arañas. Yeah. I don't. Because I run a lot of electric stuff and at roofs, and I'm under crawl space a lot. Yeah. So I try not to kill spiders because they'll send their cousins after you, bro.
Primo, go after that guy under there. All right, it's No Bull Prime Meats. Go to their website, nobullprimemeats.com.
It goes fast.
You'll see these will go fast. For $25, you get $50 to spend over at No Bull Prime Meats. It's a great time of year for this, too, with all the holiday meals coming up. Go to our website. It's sportsanimалabq.com. Do it at 9 o'clock, not 9:05, because they may be gone by then. 9 o'clock, click on the sweet deal icon. You get $50 to spend over there for $25. Then listen to the House of Strauss over on News Radio KKOB.
Yeah.
6 o'clock, Monday through Friday. It's Incendiary Radio, Cialis for your soul, Viagra for your brain.
Yeah.
Is that close?
Yeah, you're nailed it.
What's the other one? Levitra? Is Levitra a thing?
Well, yeah. And in terms of Bronco Mendenhall, can I offer a thought?
Yeah, has that been a topic on your show?
Well, No, not really.
It's not Trump.
But, I do a lot of different stuff. I will say that. I don't just stick in the politics lane, but I will say this. As a teacher, I never want to see someone not take an opportunity. Mm-hmm. Can you blame him for wanting better for his family? If I'm in the vibe of Utah and that fits my family, and it's a better place to raise my family for me, can you blame him?
He's not raising anyone anymore.
Well,
his family's all groomed out.
I get that, but still, you're going to be around him. You're going to have grandkids. You're going to have. Honestly,
go take the University of New Mexico job.
Yeah, his family situation was the same a year ago as it was when he just took it last week. And his mom was 92, not 93. His kids were still in Provo.
Do you think it's a better job?
Do I think it's a better? I think it pays more.
Okay,
so
it's a better job.
Okay. Do I think Utah State's better?
I still look. Yeah. We're talking about my family here. Yeah. I've got to put money away. I've got to make sure, right? Generational. I'm just saying. I hate saying to people, "Don't take an opportunity."
And if that's what it is,
don't tell me to buy in and grind and earn stuff.
but I have to do the best job while I'm here.
So you're good with him 1 year selling that whole pile of smoke and then selling the exact thing, thing yesterday.
Do I want Bronco Mendenhall here for 10 years? $1,000,000%. Do you want stability in coaching? $1,000,000%. Can you fault a guy for taking a better opportunity?
And that's, I think, Lobo fan would feel a whole lot easier if
he was slicker about it.
But if it was Utah or BYU or
they made him the highest paid coach ever at that university, $1.2 million.
Yeah, at UNM.
And we're acting like he didn't have money to survive for his family after coaching at BYU, after coaching at Virginia,
after having all that money. He was able to go away, living on his ranch in Montana.
Let me ask you again. I just want to ask this again.
Understanding
what's a better job?
I don't know that I think Utah State's a better job.
Okay,
I don't know that I think it's a better job.
How's the facilities? How's the support?
Their facilities are right. They're going to the
stability,
Pac-12.
And the guy who hired him dipped, right?
Yeah, no, we've talked about that a lot. Look, this job is different from a year ago.
Yeah,
there's a new AD. The league is fractured. Understood.
Right.
Is Utah State a better job?
Any of that?
Yeah, he mentioned none of that.
Well, probably should have. Is he a good PR guy? Absolutely not.
No.
I never got that feeling.
Look, dude, you're not wrong.
Did the players buy in? Yes, because I know of one of the players. I talked to him, and he bought in.
I've said this a million times, man. If you're taking like when Alford left, right? If this is a better opportunity, and you're going to UCLA, and you're
Alford, I was bitter about.
Well, why, dude? He went from 1.2 to 2.3 million. Went to UCLA.
Yeah, it was a great opportunity.
He made $16 million on that deal.
Great opportunity.
Like, how do you not do that? And he sold the same somewhat bit of goods, and that's the Global fan was upset.
Yeah.
This one again, it was a team in your league that you, by the way, just beat this year.
Yeah.
Are they that much better now? But you got to throw in your point's not wrong. The family thing, leave it then. Leave it there.
Yeah.
Why take the shots at UNM that he took?
I don't know. But that's would be the question.
Look what you've done, man. You've blown up my clock.
Sorry.
Don't you have to go down the hall and talk to Kiki or something?
Don't you have to go talk to better people?
Yeah.
You were the best. How many times do I get to talk to you guys?
It's fair.
I wanted to jump in just because I never get to talk to you.
That's why he told Brent to stay away.
Yeah, don't come in. I've got the Jeff Symbieta interview and the JJ Buck. Let me handle this one. Let me do the heavy lifting.
Don't forget your sweet deal. Yeah. Go to our website, Sports Animal ABQ at 9 o'clock. You're listening to the opening drive on 95.9 FM and AM 670 Sports Animal.
Brought to you by Lazy Boy Furniture Galleries.
We would like to thank the following sponsors for making this broadcast possible. International Protective Services is a proud supporter of ProView Sports and New Mexico Youth Athletics. IPS provides residential and commercial security services in the Albuquerque metro area. For more info, please call 505-897-2420 or visit internationalprotectiveservice.com.
New Mexico celebrates the holiday season with the 19th Isleta New Mexico Bowl. Our state's premier annual sports event is Saturday, December 28th at University Stadium. College football's postseason with New Mexico flavor. All your info is at newmexicobowl.com.
Don't sacrifice quality and flavor when you're in a hurry. Golden Pride offers ribs, fried chicken, red and green chili breakfast burritos, and Frontier sweet rolls. 4 great locations, or visit us online at goldenprideabq.com. Golden Pride Barbecue Chicken and Ribs are proud supporters of ProView Sports.
I'm David C. Chavez, personal injury attorney. For over 4 decades, our law firm has remained steadfast in our commitment to serving the remarkable people of New Mexico that have been injured through no fault of their own. I'm a New Mexican fighting for New Mexicans. I received my bachelor's degree at NMSU and earned my law degree at UNM. I can proudly say I'm both an Aggie and a Lobo. Call now and I will meet with you. 40 years strong, and we're still as local as red and green.
my name is Ruben, and I'm with the New Mexico Educational Assistance Foundation. We are proud sponsors of high school and college sports. Either college or trade, we can help you find the funding you need. Go to nmfafsa.org. That's nmfafsa.org.
From the Sandia foothills to the banks of the Rio Grande, generations of families remain. For 5 generations, Gallus Chevrolet has handed down values written in stone, leading the way under sun-filled skies, past the vintage glow of Route 66. Built by generations past, built for generations to come. This is New Mexico. This is Gallus.
We would like to thank the following sponsors for making this broadcast possible.
The Yeller Sub, located on 7200 Montgomery Boulevard, serves breakfast all day long along with classic hot and cold subs. Don't forget about our shakes, malts and floats made with your favorite Blue Bell ice cream. 45 years and still going strong. Come on down to the Yeller Sub, official sandwich of ProView Networks.
I'm David C. Chavez, personal injury attorney. For over 4 decades, our law firm has remained steadfast in our commitment to serving the remarkable people of New Mexico that have been injured through no fault of their own. I'm a New Mexican fighting for New Mexicans. I received my bachelor's degree at NMSU and earned my law degree at UNM. I can proudly say I'm both an Aggie and a Lobo. Call now and I will meet with you. 40 years strong, and we're still as local as red and green.
Hi, my name is Ruben, and I'm with the New Mexico Educational Assistance Foundation. We are proud sponsors of high school and college sports. Either college or trade, we can help you find the funding you need. Go to nmfafsa.org. That's nmfafsa.org.
I'm a Blaze King customer, and I have been for the last 10 years. Blaze King stoves are very efficient. They're easy to maintain, and they use a lot less wood than you would typically use with a fireplace.
Blaze King, that's a fire.
The heat is on when it's a Blaze King wood stove, controlling heat up to 40 hours on a single load of wood with a built-in thermostat. See for yourself at either Blaze King showroom, Albuquerque and Santa Fe. Blaze King, and now that's a fire.
We would like to thank the following sponsors for making this broadcast possible.
From the Sandia foothills to the banks of the Rio Grande, generations of families remain. For 5 generations, Gallus Chevrolet has handed down values written in stone, leading the way under sun-filled skies, past the vintage glow of Route 66. Built by generations past, built for generations to come. This is New Mexico. This is Gallus.
New Mexico celebrates the holiday season with the 19th Isleta New Mexico Bowl. Our state's premier annual sports event is Saturday, December 28th at University Stadium. College football's postseason with New Mexico flavor. All your info is at newmexicobowl.com.
some interesting stuff on here. All right, this is the text line, 505-246-0610. Lucky says, good morning, Jeff and JJ. Happy Tuesday. I'm not sure who you're talking about this morning. Bronco who? Let's not give that horse another minute of our time. I want to hear more about the New Mexico Bowl. I'm buzzing with excitement over the matchup you were able to put together. I look forward to being at University Stadium for another great game. Thank you, Lucky. This one says, it's from Chris. Morning, Jeff. Those who bash Bronco are foolish. I was a fan and excited he was named our coach. But you're kidding yourself if you wouldn't have taken that job. This is the norm in today's game. UNM has to invest mucho dollars and need a huge fan commitment. They can't have 5,000 in the stands for every home game. Excited for the next 1 to 2 year coach that we hire. It's from Chris. Huh?
You're not going to have a lot of 1 or 2 year coaches. Bronco's able to do this because of what he did before getting to the University of Mexico. Not what he did this year.
All right, so if you bring in a guy like, let me throw some other. I mean, so Tom Herman, who Fernando Lobo mentioned in his as being a mentor, right? Tom Herman had a lot of success at Houston, did not have success at Texas, and did not have success at South Florida. So if he comes in here, I'm just saying a guy like that. I'm not saying he's your guy. He comes in, has success. Isn't he gone in 1 or 2 years?
I don't think many people are going to be able to jump after 1 year. This was about.
I think that's right.
This is about what Bronco Mendenhall has done in his career, not what he did this season. Because Bronco Mendenhall is a defensive guy, and that is why the Lobos lost the games they lost.
Did you get another 1 year and gone? I know there are some. Barry Odom was 2.
Utah State felt it with their head basketball coach.
That happens every year with them, huh? Danny Sprinkle happened. It happened. Odom at VCU now. That was Ryan Odom.
So it's not new, but it doesn't mean that you don't talk about it or the fallout from it, or you're not going to be upset as a fan base. Like, you don't just have to shut up and eat it, especially when someone of Bronco Mendenhall's character speaks a certain way for a year, talks about investment, talks about buying in, that this is what he lives for, challenges, and then he's gone after a year. Like, yeah, I can listen to Eric Strauss tell me all day how terrible Albuquerque is because, yeah, there's problems with it. And you take this opportunity, this or that. That stuff wasn't new. That didn't happen 2 months into him signing the contract.
Yeah, I firmly believe Bronco took this job last year because it was time for him in his mind. He wanted to get back in. And this job was in a region that he knew, in a league that he knew, and it was offered. From what I understand, and I think you understand too.
Then I want to hear about the changes then. Like, be honest about it. Like, you know what? The league and the AD.
I don't even think that's it, dude. I firmly believe it. He took this job. He wanted the Boise State job by most accounts, right? He didn't get that job. This one was there. What else was there? He took this job to get back in. He did a nice job. Again, nobody's arguing, did you do a good job? You did a nice job. Was it great? I mean, it was a good job. And then Utah State came open. It was more attractive to you because it was somewhere you wanted to be. It paid more money. And so you bounced. I'm okay with telling me that. This is from Brian. He says, yes, to Danny. He would have taken us to a bowl this year. Same team. Face it, Bronco had just one more win. Okay. This one says, ha, 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 pobre Lobos. They get more money than the Aggies. Sweet sweep. I'm surprised. I do have a Jason email, by the way.
As you should.
As we should. 505-246-0610. I'll break. We'll go to the phones. I'll get you more of these. Keep them coming. Yeah, I mean, you guys have been unbelievably great this last few days, last few weeks, last few years, last 16 years of my life. It's the opening drive. Jeff Symbieta, JJ Buck on 95.9 FM and AM 610, the Sports Animal.
This report is sponsored by...
We would like to thank the following sponsors for making this broadcast possible.
New Mexico celebrates the holiday season with the 19th Isleta New Mexico Bowl. Our state's premier annual sports event is Saturday, December 28th at University Stadium. College football's postseason with New Mexico flavor. All your info is at NewMexicoBowl.com.
From the Sandia foothills to the banks of the Rio Grande, generations of families remain. For 5 generations, Gala Chevrolet has handed down values written in stone, leading the way under sun-filled skies, past the vintage glow of Route 66. Built by generations past, built for generations to come. This is New Mexico. This is Gallus.
Rudy's is a proud supporter of ProView Networks.
For your surprisingly great rates, contact your local State Farm agent today.
If you want the real deal, call State Farm agent Marty Size in Albuquerque today.
Like a good neighbor, State Farm is there.
International Protective Services is a proud supporter of ProView Sports and New Mexico Youth Athletics. IPS provides residential and commercial security services in the Albuquerque metro area. For more info, please call 505-897-2420 or visit internationalprotectiveservice.com. We would like to thank the following sponsors for making this broadcast possible. For over 20 years, Evergard Roofing and Solar has been committed to customer service. Locally owned and operated, Evergard offers both commercial and residential roofing and solar services. For more info, please call 505-821-9543. Evergard Roofing and Solar are proud supporters of ProView Sports Network and New Mexico Youth Athletics.
I might not be in the cage as much anymore. Just like riding a bicycle, I can pick up the fight from where I left off. I'm not some slick-haired outsider posing with borrowed gloves. I grew up here. New Mexico is in my blood. I'm a New Mexican fighting for other New Mexicans. I'm Adam Oki. I'll be your champion in the courtroom.
Hi, my name is Daniel Chavez, and this is my business partner, David Chavez. We are the owners of Indeed Safety. Indeed Safety is a local safety consulting company helping our clients with their safety needs for their projects.
One of the things we pride ourselves as a construction safety company is helping our men and women in construction get home safe every day to their families. Indeed Safety is a proud supporter of ProView Network.
We would like to thank the following sponsors for making this broadcast possible.
Albuquerque's leader in sports is ProView. From pros to prep, all your favorite action. All your favorite talk shows. Find it on ProView Networks.
ProView Networks would like to thank the following sponsors for making this broadcast possible. Hans Whitler Automotive, German car maintenance and repair in Albuquerque, New Mexico. Call 505-294-7684 or visit HansWhitlerAuto.com.
Got shots? Got shots? Got shots?
During Got Shots, participating providers open their doors for any child who presents for immunizations, regardless of whether they are a patient or whether they have insurance.
TurboThreads is a proud sponsor of ProView Networks.
Almost 30 years of experience means fast service, great prices, and a wide selection of apparel from t-shirts to performance sports shirts, even jackets and hats. They feature low minimums and no setup charges on most orders. TurboThreads is located at 1503 Golf Course Road in Rio Rancho, or find them on Facebook, online at turbothreads.com, or call 999-1234 for TurboThreads.
Well, I'm going to the frontier, walking to the cashier, order up a root beer and a number one. Cover it with green stuff, one scoop is not enough. Find a booth is real tough, back by the Duke. Meet my family, meet my friends in the quirkiest restaurant I have ever been. All of Albuquerque's favorite spot, it's the Frontier Restaurant.
The Frontier Restaurant is a proud supporter of ProView Networks.
International Protective Services is a proud supporter of ProView Sports and New Mexico Youth Athletics. IPS provides residential and commercial security services in the Albuquerque metro area. For more info, please call 505-897-2420 or visit internationalprotectiveservice.com.
Don't sacrifice quality and flavor when you're in a hurry. Golden Pride offers ribs, fried chicken, red and green chili breakfast burritos, and Frontier sweet rolls. 4 great locations, or visit us online at goldenprideabq.com. Golden Pride Barbecue Chicken and Ribs are proud supporters of ProView Sports.
460-610. Rudy, good morning. You're on the Sports Animal. Hello, Rudy.
Good morning.
Good morning.
It's been about the most interesting week in Lobo sports, and people need to just understand one thing. There's bad weeks in every program. So get over it. We have you, athletic director. Sorry he's walking into this, but might as well get it over with now. And I know he's going to get somebody good. And the names that I've heard, and I'm not part of the search committee, but I think people will be pleased at the next football coach at the University of New Mexico.
Hope so.
And, look, I heard this when Mike Shepard was fired. Who are we going to hire? Who did they hire, Jeff? Dennis Franchione.
He's all right.
Yeah, he did okay. He had a decent 7-year run.
Yeah, no, I think you're going to get a good coach in here that people are going to say, all right, good, Bronco who, and let's move forward. I do believe that.
Yeah, I mean, if people, I'm not going to spend another minute on, but his new name is BS Bronco, because that's what he is full of. And I posted my rant on Facebook, and people can go look at it if they want to. I even burnt my Earn Not Given banner that I made for Lobo football. I thought I'd have it for more than 1 year, but that's the way it goes. What's going to be funny about the New Mexico Bowl is I didn't know Sonny Dykes, but I knew his sister and brother because his sister was dating a fraternity brother of mine at UNF, Phoebe. So I don't know if she'll be back for the game. I'm hoping I'll bump into her. I'll hope she comes out to the fabulous New Mexico Bowl to support her brother. But, Jeff, we've had some great matchups. But I got to pat you on the back. And I was living with you, brother, all the pain, but I kind of knew that Arizona State was just playing some amazing football, and Scadaboo is that guy's a truck. Who wants to tackle Scadaboo? Raise your hand, So this is a great matchup. I think that all the dominoes fell. I've watched Louisiana all year, and other hot rumor to just jump around and potpourri it. Brian Vincent apparently has applied for the job here too. But
how would you feel about that? If Brian Vincent was the offensive coordinator and Danny Gonzalez went to Louisiana Monroe this year, went 5-7.
Well, it would have been awkward for Brian to apply for the job in the face of Danny getting fired. But I watched the job that Brian Vincent did here in 1 year, and he did as remarkable a job as Beck. And that team probably had a tougher schedule. They didn't have 3 bye weeks to get over injuries. So, I'm bittersweet about that, but that's the world of college sports these days. And, everybody's lamenting all the people in the portal. You know how many kids are in the portal? I don't think we're going to have any problem getting a team together. You just have to get your coach in place and you go from there.
Yeah.
So
Right.
I'm really excited about the future, and I hope that this motivates people to talk to their legislator and get up to Santa Fe and quit playing New Mexico and New Mexico State against each other so that neither program gets anything. It's time for that to end. Get some capital outlay, one-time money, fix these stadiums, make them attractive. They have to be the same as other comparable stadiums that people go to. And you talk to them all the time, Jeff, all the people that go, it doesn't have to be a pro stadium, but it has to be a good amenities for a college stadium, and that's easily done.
The standards have changed and they've increased, and you've got to come up to standards. That's all. It's like anything else, man. Look, if you lived in your same house for, I don't know, when was this place built, in the 50s, 60s, and you didn't change the carpet or you didn't change the paint or you didn't get new furniture, I mean, it would look like that, and it's tough to have people want to come there. And it's no different. I mean, it's a stadium that's gone through 5 decades, and it's time to be brought up to standard. That's all.
Yeah, and it's a decent shell, and I think there's a lot you can do with it. Yeah. But it's time to do something, and so I encourage people to limit your later and express your will. Yeah. And if enough people do that, then I think things are going to change.
All right, man. Gotta go. See you. Hey, what do you think of Brian Vincent as a candidate?
Throw him on the list.
Yeah. Doesn't bother me. Portal, man, is popping. I think Devin, what I'm hearing, Devin Dampier may have something by tomorrow or Thursday. I know Vanderbilt and Utah have reached out. How you gonna feel if he ends up at Vanderbilt?
The SEC comes to New Mexico.
Yeah,
to get their wins.
I mean, it worked out for him, once. 505-246-0610. We're going to kick it with Kenny. Talk about that hoops over the weekend. Boy, yeah, we'll go there too. It's the opening drive. Jeff Symbieta and JJ Buck on 95.9 FM and AM 670 Sports Animal.
We would like to thank the following sponsors for making this broadcast possible.
New Mexico celebrates the holiday season with the 19th Isleta New Mexico Bowl. Our state's premier annual sports event is Saturday, December 28th at University Stadium. College football's postseason with New Mexico flavor. All your info is at NewMexicoBowl.com.
We would like to thank the following sponsors for making this broadcast possible. For over 20 years, Evergard Roofing and Solar has been committed to customer service. Locally owned and operated, Evergard offers both commercial and residential roofing and solar services. For more info, please call 505-821-9543. Evergard Roofing and Solar are proud supporters of ProView Sports Network and New Mexico Youth Athletics.
I might not be in the cage as much anymore. Just like riding a bicycle, I can pick up the fight from where I left off. I'm not some slick-haired outsider posing with borrowed gloves. I grew up here. New Mexico is in my blood. I'm a New Mexican fighting for other New Mexicans. I'm Adam Oki. I'll be your champion in the courtroom.
Rudy's is a proud supporter of ProView Networks.
The Yeller Sub, located on 7200 Montgomery Boulevard, serves breakfast all day long along with classic hot and cold subs. Don't forget about our shakes, malts and floats made with your favorite Bluebell ice cream. 45 years and still going strong. Come on down to the Yeller Sub, official sandwich of ProView Networks.
International Protective Services is a proud supporter of ProView Sports and New Mexico Youth Athletics. IPS provides residential and commercial security services in the Albuquerque metro area. For more info, please call 505-897-2420 or visit internationalprotectiveservice.com.
For your surprisingly great rates, contact your local State Farm agent today.
If you want the real deal, call State Farm agent Marty Size in Albuquerque today.
Like a good neighbor, State Farm is there.
Hi, my name is Daniel Chavez, and this is my business partner, David Chavez. We are the owners of Indeed Safety. Indeed Safety is a local safety consulting company helping our clients with their safety needs for their projects.
One of the things we pride ourselves as a construction safety company is helping our men and women in construction.
For 5 years running, it's the OD in the AM with 3-time New Mexico Sportscaster of the Year, Jeff Symbieta and JJ Buck.
And man, you've got a lot of emails I got to get to. A lot of texts. I mean, they keep coming, dude. It's good. Lucky is right. All this Bronco talk's making me want to change the station. Sorry, dude. This dude is a clown. Not sure which dude that was. Mud adds, I'm just mad I didn't get to bag on Bronco like I did Coach Gonzalez. All right. No, Danny Gonzalez, 2014, would not have been bowl eligible. After all, his 4 years of football teams were equal to Mendenhall's in being horrible in defense. What about someone local who's rooted here already, like Dontrell Moore as a candidate? Does Dontrell want to be coach?
I'm going to say no.
All right.
He's a good guy, though.
Yeah, great dude.
I think he's very happy calling the games and not having a win-loss record.
So he's calling the games right now? I didn't know that.
What do you do?
I should text him. That's a good thing. I mean,
He was
it's
in
a
the
good
office
thing.
the other day.
I didn't know that. I haven't seen him in the office. One, did you guys just have a Christmas party?
Yeah, we had when was that, last week? Oh, you didn't go either. Yeah, I think it was last week. Yeah. I told you that day, man, about it. I'm the only one who told you. Don't get mad at me now.
Yeah, JJ, did you get the email about the Christmas thing? I mean,
I'm the only one who told you about it. Get bitter, Kenny Thomas.
Bitter? I'm happy. I'm
That
here
you
with
didn't have to go.
on the
That
other
you didn't have to go.
No.
Oh,
I'm happy that I'm here with my homies.
he is Kenny Thomas. We're kicking it with Kenny on 95.9 FM and AM 610. The Sports Animal. Jeff Symbieta, JJ Buck, Kenny Thomas. How you living, Kenny Thomas?
I'm living great, man. JJ, how you living in there?
Doing good, man.
I didn't get to give you the fist pound like I normally do, man. I came in here. I was actually early.
How was Saturday night at the pit? I saw you walking out. You didn't look that happy.
Oh man, a caller called in and he made a comment because he was sitting right next to me, and he was looking at my facial expressions.
How was your show that night?
It was good. I had over 20 callers. It was
crazy,
good,
right?
and it's growing. And we
losing brings out the call. I'm just going to tell you, I've been doing this long enough. Losing lights up your damn phone lines. People, when they do whatever, that was good. Nobody cares. When they want to gripe, they light up your phone.
Yeah, I mean, they lit it up, obviously, and they texted it up too, like you. Like Mud called in.
Mm-hmm.
But they're calling in for the wins too.
All right, then.
So, I mean, it's...
All right, what the hell happened the other night?
I mean, we're probably averaging about 12, 15 callers. Man, it's one of those games. Like it was scary to me because I saw them like a San Jose team that could come in and capitalize on an opportunity if the Lobos weren't able to play. Obviously, San Jose State was favored by 20.
No, the Lobos were favored by 20.
I mean, Lobos were favored by 20, excuse me. And then you had this last team.
20 and a half.
20. I mean, the energy wasn't there. The excitement wasn't there.
I'm going to kick back on the energy thing. So it's not like they came out slow. They were up by 14, the Lobos were in the first half.
At one point they were. But
I thought they had energy to start.
Yeah, it wasn't like it should have been. It's the first year they had 15 plus in the building.
First time this year. Yeah.
Come on, man.
I think the game meant more to New Mexico State than it meant to New Mexico. I just think it did. I don't know that anybody realized the rivalry piece, right? Everybody's new every year, and that's fine. I give Jason Hooten a lot of credit. So their coach last year came into your building, got blued out by 40 plus. Went down there. You needed that Donovan Dent drive to win at the end.
Yeah.
And then he came up here and beat you in overtime.
Yeah. And then you got to give Mario the AD credit, right? With everything that's gone on. Mario was here when I was here, obviously. Yeah. But it's one of those things to where just because it was state, the emphasis on that should have been more of a game to where they should have came out with not even just energy. I felt like they should have came out with a little bit more heart throughout that process of the whole game. But they did go on a run. Like you said, it was a 14-point run. How do you lose that as quick as you did playing at home?
He's Kenny Thomas. We're kicking it with Kenny here on the opening drive on The Sports Animal.
Speaking of energy, what did you think of the end of the game and where Donovan Dent was?
Oh, man. When when you go into overtime,
and you're gifted overtime.
Yes, and you go 3-4 for 15, and you can't do that. And the Lobos shot 22 more shots than them. Those things, and then the Lobos also had more offensive rebounds to where they had second chance points. And then when you have a team in state that had 11 turnovers, how do you not execute on like a third of those? And then it's a totally different game. You don't lose by 6 points.
Were you okay with perimeter defense? Because New Mexico State shot the lights out and had a lot of good looks.
Thank you for bringing that up, because that's one of the most that if anybody was watching me and my body language and my facial expressions, that's
all we were watching was just you, man. Nobody was watching the damn game. We're all just watching you.
That's one of the ones I don't understand. When you have perimeter guys, even number 21, he was considered a four-man to where he's a shooter. 21 hit 2 or 3 threes. How do you not get up in him and make him drive the ball? How do you not get up in perimeter players and make them drive the ball, especially when guys are getting in a rhythm behind the perimeter, man? They were shooting a lot of deep balls. And I feel like 25, their big man, gave Nelly a run for his money.
Yeah, how about that?
And then another thing, finish around the basket. People were calling into my show, Lobos Live with me.
Just a lot of bunnies.
How do you, nobody's perfect. I miss bunnies,
They're
right?
hard, man. They're hard. They're contested.
But I want Nelly to drop step and put somebody in the basket, man. If it looks like you're doing it and you don't succeed and you get fouled, man, they're gonna call the foul. But
21.
That's just me.
The dude who's 6'7", he was 6 for 12 from 3.
Yeah, oh my goodness.
All right, I got to ask you. And again, I'm not calling Robert Carpenter a dumb person. All right, if you do something dumb, you're not dumb. If somebody gets drunk once, they ain't a drunk. You do something stupid, you're not stupid.
Mm-hmm.
The play at the end of regulation, the goaltending was one of the most. I think it is the most boneheaded play I've ever seen in sports.
Yeah.
Like, why would you even go up to contest it? Nothing good happens. There's no reason to jump up and try to block that shot.
It made no sense. I was listening to it when I was.
You didn't see it live?
No,
That's
remember
right,
I was leaving on my way down here to get ready for the show. But I was like, okay, that's like the dumbest thing ever. How do you do that? Yeah, I saw it. Yeah. I saw it. That was the dumbest thing ever. But I gotta give the coach credit, man. The way that he came out and he executed what he wanted. Dent, pick and roll. Get it, make Dent try and get off the ball. He's not going to be the one that kills us, right? And then he comes back. The New Mexico State coach comes back, and he's doing the pick and roll, but he's getting mismatches to where the guards are, the Lobos bigs are switching onto the guards, and that's exactly what they wanted. And then what did? They didn't settle for threes. They attacked the basket, and it opened up other opportunities for State.
And when you look at how similar the San Jose State, New Mexico State games were in terms of the style you saw from the Lobos, what do you do as a coaching staff? Because you're going to have moments in a season. Is this one that the players need to wake up more? Or is this one where the coaches need to adjust something more?
It's a great question, JJ. Somebody also asked me this the other night. I point blank came out and said, who's the leader? Dent's the leader when it comes down to taking the big shot. Who is the leader in the locker room? Who is the one that's saying, hey, we might have a couple distractions going on right now, but we need to have an internal meeting. I wasn't that guy. Clayton Shields was that guy. Royce Only was that guy. When those two guys spoke, either you got scared and you listened. Who's that guy? I mean, obviously you might look for Dent because he's the star, but I don't care if it's a walk-on that comes in and sets a precedent to like, hey, we need to be a family. And after this state game, a meeting needed to happen.
So it's someone who's got that respect. I'll even push back. I'm not sure Dent's the guy who takes a big shot. They drew it up for Applehans.
Yeah, he played 16 minutes, man, and
you need more.
He needs more minutes, and he's developing as a player. I've seen him get better and better after game 2 and 3. He's putting the ball on the floor. He's being aggressive. He's finding guys, and then when he came off that one screen, I think he was at the top of the key. He came off and he drove to the basket with his left hand. That he's ready to play, and you got to give him a chance.
Kenny Thomas is in. We're kicking it with Kenny on 95.9 FM and AM 610, the Sports Animal. We're going to break when we come back. I want to talk to you. I'm going to ask you when we come back, and I'm really interested in your answer to this. Who's hurting off of that loss more, the players or the fans? Because you didn't lose to San Jose State like that.
Yeah.
You lost to New Mexico State like that. It's the opening drive. We're kicking it with Kenny on 95.9 FM and AM 610, the Sports Animal.
We would like to thank the following sponsors for making this broadcast possible.
You followed him from the first day he signed with the team. You remember the day he poured in 63 points? The night he played a sold-out concert to 30,000 people. The day he gave his infamous speech. That's why you believe in heroes. That's why you remember and collect their memorabilia. All in autographs, where you can meet some of the greats, collect some of the greats, and share your own legacy. Visit All In Autographs, where you can celebrate the great and have your own piece of history.
International Protective Services is a proud supporter of ProView Sports and New Mexico Youth Athletics. IPS provides residential and commercial security services in the Albuquerque metro area. For more info, please call 505-897-2420 or visit internationalprotectiveservice.com. TurboThreads is a proud sponsor of ProView Networks.
Almost 30 years of experience means fast service, great prices, and a wide selection of apparel from t-shirts to performance sport shirts, even jackets and hats. They feature low minimums and no setup charges on most orders. TurboThreads is located at 1503 Golf Course Road in Rio Rancho, or find them on Facebook, online at turbothreads.com, or call 999-1234 for TurboThreads.
ProView Networks would like to thank the following sponsors for making this broadcast possible. Hans Whitler Automotive, German car maintenance and repair in Albuquerque, New Mexico. Call 505-294-7684 or visit hanswhitlerauto.com.
Hi, my name is Ruben, and I'm with the New Mexico Educational Assistance Foundation. We are proud sponsors of high school and college sports. Either college or trade, we can help you find the funding you need. Go to nmfafsa.org. That's nmfafsa.org.
From the Sandia foothills to the banks of the Rio Grande, generations of families remain. For 5 generations, Gallus Chevrolet has handed down values written in stone, leading the way under sun-filled skies, past the vintage glow of Route 66. Built by generations past, built for generations to come. This is New Mexico. This is Gallus.
High school sports are back. You can watch every ProView Network broadcast online on the NFHS network. Every moment from every game from every sport, including all NMAA state championship games. Get your monthly pass now. Just go to ProViewNetworks.com, click on the NFHS logo, and sign up today. Watch New Mexico's best.
What's going on, Lobo Nation? Ja'Cory Krosky-Mir here. And I'm Devin Dampier. The Lobo football team is going through some changes, but we're here to stay. We'll put in the work on the field and in the weight room, but we'll need your help off the field. 505 Sports Venture is leading the charge in the NIL space. And you can be part of it.
Show that shit better than all my intentions. Locked in, show that you got my attention. See your baby, I get you the business. Touchdown and pay you a visit.
I was born in New Mexico. I grew up on these streets. I got in trouble here, and I fought my way back in boot camp. I love New Mexico, especially the people. Now I'm using my training, tenacity, and energy to fight for you. I'm Adam Oki, lawyer, fighter, and New Mexican. I was a local athlete here in New Mexico, so I'm proud to support your local athletes.
I'm David C. Chavez, personal injury attorney. For over 4 decades, our law firm has remained steadfast in our commitment to serving the remarkable people of New Mexico that have been injured through no fault of their own. I'm a New Mexican fighting for New Mexicans. I received my bachelor's degree at NMSU and earned my law degree at UNM. I can proudly say I'm both an Aggie and a Lobo. Call now and I will meet with you. 40 years strong, and we're still as local as red and green.
Radio KKOB stars today. Eric Strauss was in here for a while. Now
Nice.
Kenny Thomas, who's got Lobo Live with Kenny Thomas on News Radio KKOB after every Lobo men's basketball game this year.
And because of you,
I
kicking it with
I
Kenny,
didn't do anything,
you gave
man.
me 30 minutes. Thank you, JJ, as well.
We did nothing, man. We were talking, football, and I by the way, I got a JC Miller. Well, this one will lead into the other. All right, who feels worse? You played basketball at the University of New Mexico for 4 years. You grew up in the region.
I stayed all 4 years. I wasn't supposed to stay all 4 years.
That's a whole nother story. You understood what the Lobo Aggie rivalry was.
Yeah.
Right. And I don't want to downplay. I'm not going to tell you anybody look past it. Right. I don't know if it means the same thing to guys today that it did. I do know it means the same thing to the fan base. So Lobos get beat the other night in overtime by a 20.5-point underdog in a sold-out pit.
Yeah.
And I'm not telling you they don't feel bad. I'm not telling you Richard Pitino. I know Richard feels pretty bad.
Oh, yeah.
Who feels bad, players or fan base right now? Who feels worse?
Both.
Okay. That's a fair answer. I'll live with that.
I only lost 3 games in that building. I was 73-3. But when we lost to BYU.
Is that right?
Yeah. Kurt Roth. Ask Kurt Roth.
Oh, I believe you, dude.
He's
JJ will
the
fact
one.
check you. Or one of our viewers will fact or listener will fact
Oh,
check
trust me. Check it out. 73-3. So it was against BYU with the 2 white twins. They were like 7-footers. One of them shattered the backboard. And then, because I said white. I
No,
don't
you
remember
said
their
twins.
names.
You said
No,
twins.
they were twins.
I know.
It was the 2 white guy twins.
Yeah,
I don't remember their
I
names.
got it.
But then we lost to Utah twice, I think.
All right,
but I didn't show my face. Look, I'm getting into it. I didn't show my face. I didn't go out for a long time. Like from a player's perspective,
Yeah.
15,000 people. I would not want to go anywhere, especially in this community, because of the fan base. When it comes to the community, man, they were calling to the show. They were pissed off because, hey, we come out and then this is how they rock, right? So it's not good from the perspective of, hey, the community. And those tickets are not cheap anymore, they say. So,
How do you know?
hey,
I don't
hey,
either. Yeah.
because when
I got tickets.
but when I see like there's 10,000 and there's 5,000 seats missing and it's like big spots, man, it makes me mad because I'm not used to that.
I think it's how do you deal with that? Like, does it hurt you to the point where you're not showing up the next day and putting in work? Is it a chip on your shoulder? Because it's going to feel worse for fans, but also as a player, you have to move on from that at some point.
Yeah,
You cannot let that linger.
Yeah, chip on the shoulders there. I'm just going to be very direct right now. They play Western New Mexico.
That's right.
On Saturday, right? Like, nobody's excited for that game. So I feel like if they would have got that win against State, the energy would have been there, and I felt like they probably would have got a good crowd on a Saturday. But everybody's expecting them to win this game. They should win this game by like 15 plus, right? In the pit.
Against Western?
Yeah.
15 or 50?
15.
I mean,
and I'm being humble right now by saying 15.
Yes,
Obviously, it should be 50, but I can't say that. Come on, let's be realistic.
but they should win this game by north of 25 points.
Easy,
right?
easy,
All right.
easy.
And then VCU comes in, and it's a really good team. This is one of those, and JJ and I, you and I have not talked about it because it happened on Friday. JJ, this took away your margin of error. This is, I don't want to say it's a 3 day in Vegas game, but you got a quad 4 loss at home on your resume, and your best win is UCLA, and I don't know what they're going to be. You have to beat VCU. If you're going to be considered for an at-large. JJ,
They have to beat VCU if they want to be in that at-large conversation, because the Mountain West is
not
below where it was
Yes,
last year.
Yes.
Saturday, the entire conference took hits.
Yes.
I mean, think about it. You had San Jose that's predicted to come in at 8 in conference, and look at what they
Damn near beat you.
Yeah.
Here's what happened Saturday. Washington State won in Boise. UNLV got smoked by Creighton. Santa Clara beat Fresno State. Colorado whooped Colorado State. And New Mexico State got beat by New Mexico, and Nevada lost to Loyola Marymount.
Wow.
That was your league. I mean, you got a few wins. Yeah, San Diego State beat San Diego. Air Force beat Stony Brook.
Wow.
And Utah State beat Utah Tech.
Wow.
It was a rough day, JJ.
Wow.
Like, where are your wins coming from, right? And to your point, and look, I mean, I don't even know what this is. San Jose State bounced back and beat Lincoln University from California.
Where's
you know
that?
what, I don't look.
I mean, California. But
This one was really, really rough. All right, so how do you get better? You got finals. You got Christmas break coming up.
Man, finals ain't nothing, man. These kids got every tool now.
Yep.
And every resource. I'm not saying that I didn't, but come on, man. We're here to play basketball and go to school. It's your job, and you get paid now.
That's right.
6 figures to do these 2 things. So let's get it done. At finals, that can't be an excuse. They can't come out flat. They got to come out with a lot of energy, and I'm looking forward to seeing them actually do that.
You called for more minutes for Braden Appelhans, and I'm okay with that. Where are you on Philip Borovichinen? Because here's my deal, and I don't know where they're going to get defense from. Obviously, perimeter defense was an issue on Saturday with New Mexico State making 14 three-point shots. I like his length on the perimeter. I don't know that I've watched him enough to decide if he's a good defender or not. But I tell you what, if I'm a coach, it's a priority to make him a good defender.
Yeah. Philip, this is why I think he was in the starting lineup in the beginning, because of that length at the 3 spot, 6'8", bringing a different view for the offensive guy. But the way that he went to the bench and he came off, and he has been aggressive as of the last couple games, maybe a little bit too aggressive at points in time. But I feel like there has to be somebody from the bench that has to come in and put up numbers, especially because you got CJ Nolan that's inserted himself into the starting lineup. He was that guy that was coming off the bench. So that's why I feel like Pitino and the coaching staff felt comfortable with Flip coming off the bench. But I feel like once the Lobos are in a situation to where they're dominating on the defensive end, I feel like it carries over to the offensive side.
And I think a lot of it too, and Richard Pitino has talked about it, is players were talking about whether it's a Tiki or Borovichinen, and even Appelhans are guys that haven't been asked to do this on the court this season, and you're seeing probably some more growing pains than you expected with the team that had this level of expectations.
I feel like Atiki was missed last game as well. He has a hand problem right now, but his minutes, I feel like, have been pretty productive, especially coming in and getting rebounds and being a presence there. BA, he's going to have to come in and be that guy, especially coming off the bench, that's going to have to come in and score. I love the energy. I love the passion. I feel like Pitino's still trying to figure out the rotation when it comes to the bench, and I think he's going off of situations, because you got to think about it. There's so many different things that come into strategy on like what the coaching staff is probably thinking. It could be on the defensive side, but it could be from the standpoint of who's helping get defensive rebounds, right? and offensive rebounds. I think second chance points is a big part of why the Lobos are in the hole or get in the holes that they do. But I feel like they just need to get out and run a little bit more, and I think everything's going to come together. They can't rely on three-pointers. They're not the greatest three-point shooting team.
Right.
Free throws, man. Oh my goodness, it's been horrendous.
Yeah, that's not good. Or you got to sit there and eat this one. Jason is a kind of a Hall of Fame emailer on this show. He's an Aggie.
Uh-huh.
It says Veni Vidi Vici. Good morning, OD. I listened to yesterday's show and heard an emailer that had the potential to be my successor. Maybe my leaving for a city in the southeast won't sting as much. To my Aggie emailer in waiting, as it were, you've got potential, kid. A very Tony Sanchez-like effort. Wow, what a game. I'd be lying if that outcome didn't surprise me, but here we are. For all the bluster by Lobo fan, the Lobos are only 3-2 versus the Aggies in the last 5 games, with the Aggies winning 2 overtime games in the pit. And this is during the Patino era when NMSU is down and UNM is allegedly rolling. 3-2, that's it. Should be sobering. Well, who am I kidding? Sober in the 505. You decide. Okay, on to the topic of the day, assigning blame. Blame Eddie the Lobo Pledge Nunez. He and his arrogance tried to kill the most unique rivalry in college basketball. He then fired the most shrouded in cherry and silver coach, Danny Gonzalez, for being 4-8. Then he hires the guy who took them to a 5-7 record, but he did beat NMSU, so go team, I guess. Then he hired the most talked about Broncos since O.J. Simpson and left town like Al Cowings was driving him to Logan, but not before taking his act on the road to Houston. Good move for him. But leaves UNM to navigate conference realignment with an inexperienced AD and a junior AD. By the way, ironically, Utah State will be in the pack while UNM is touting the virtues of being in the Mountain West Conference. But hey, you get to play UTEP, whose football program is on the rise. I want to ask this. Why does every coach, when they leave UNM, talk about the damn fans? At some point, when do people take the gloves off and be honest about that fan base? Feeling the euphoria of a sweep, ha, 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 89-83, Crimson Elite, Jason.
Oh, my goodness.
He's good, dude.
Yeah, I'm sitting up, my stomach is turning, my hands are sweaty, and I can't say a damn thing about that.
I mean, right?
I really can't.
I just, yeah.
And then the students created that
little piece of wood.
That piece of wood, yes. It's a piece of wood now because they have it in their possession. That's all it is a piece of wood. Man,
all right,
unbelievable.
Dude. We'll see you on Friday?
Yes, sir.
All right, what do you got this week?
I am about to head up to northern New Mexico to go to Penasco, if I said that right, to the elementary school for the Boys and Girls Club for Generational Empowerment, who I partnered up with. So I'm heading up there this afternoon to talk to the kids. So,
nice.
Yeah. KT's Wines, Albertsons, and if you're in the pit, Sweet Levels, my wine's up there and it's on the menu.
All right, we'll see you on Friday. Enjoy the week.
Follow your boy, Kenny Thomas, NBA.
He is Kenny Thomas, NBA. All right, you and me when we come back here, right? Can we make it the rest of the way without him? I mean, no Strauss, no Kenny Thomas. We gonna be all right? All right. He's JJ Buck. I am merely Jeff Symbieta on 95.9 FM and AM 610, the Sports Animal.
Get ready to step into the ring of
We would like to thank the following sponsors for making this broadcast possible.
New Mexico celebrates the holiday season with the 19th Isleta New Mexico Bowl. Our state's premier annual sports event is Saturday, December 28th at University Stadium. College football's postseason with New Mexico flavor. All your info is at NewMexicoBowl.com.
International Protective Services is a proud supporter of ProView Sports and New Mexico Youth Athletics. IPS provides residential and commercial security services in the Albuquerque metro area. For more info, please call 505-897-2420 or visit internationalprotectiveservice.com.
Albuquerque's leader in sports is ProView. From pros to prep, all your favorite action. Networks.
We aren't all born with the same opportunities. But it's the people who care that change everything.
Get ready, Sprout, get ready.
My coach, my teacher, my older sisters, my grandma, my brother, my tutor, my dad, and my mom.
As New Mexicans, it's up to all of us to do our part.
So that no child goes without love.
And no family has to do it all on their own.
They're all our children. Every single person is called to make a difference in the life of a child.
It's up to all of us to do our part.
To pull together.
Pull together.
Pull together.
To make New Mexico the best place to be a kid.
These days, it's important to know people and businesses you can trust. There's a lot of places where you can buy a vehicle, but there's only a few local dealerships where you'll find honest people who have your best interests in mind. And Fiesta Kia is one of them. We've been helping our neighbors save money and drive dependable cars for years, and we'd love to help you. With new Kias arriving daily, you'll love our selection and the peace of mind you'll get driving a Kia from Fiesta. So stop by and see us today at Fiesta Kia on Lomas, or just start driving now at fiestakia.com.
We would like to thank the following sponsors for making this broadcast possible.
The Yeller Sub, located on 7200 Montgomery Boulevard, serves breakfast all day long along with classic hot and cold subs. Don't forget about our shakes, malts and floats made with your favorite Blue Bell ice cream. 45 years and still going strong. Come on down to the Yeller Sub, official sandwich of ProView Networks.
You followed him from the first day he signed with the team. You remember the day he poured in 63 points? The night he played a sold-out concert to 30,000 people. The day he gave his infamous speech. That's why you believe in heroes. That's why you remember and collect their memorabilia. All in autographs, where you can meet some of the greats, collect some of the greats, and share your own legacy. Visit All In Autographs, where you can celebrate the great and have your own piece of history.
Albuquerque's leader in sports is ProView. From pros to prep, all your favorite action. All your favorite talk shows. Find it on ProView Networks.
Well, I'm going to the frontier, walk up to the cashier, order up a root beer and a number one.
I'm not wrong. Look, I'm do I have a vested interest in this? Yeah. I want to see this place be better. And you can, all you want, you can tell me football doesn't matter and you're wrong. Just want to bring the stadium up to standard, no? If you were living in a house that was built in 1960 and didn't change the carpet, didn't paint the walls or whatever, would you do something?
You're going to notice. And if you're going to do something, try to do it the best you can. And if you're going to have athletics, Division I athletics in the state of New Mexico, state funding is going to be a part of athletics. It is across the board, across the entire country. Then those that are invested in it need to do all they can to try to get more and more for their product. And you're going to also have to have the conversation of why it matters to the people that don't care about it and don't think it matters and don't want to see anything done. But you have to have those conversations. You have to keep trying. You have to keep improving, because that is one of the biggest things this state has is Division I athletics when it comes to getting people's attention from outside the state.
Yes. This one says, understand Lobo fan being upset with Broncos' departure. However, what an entitled fan base who displayed a pathetic effort of support for the football team this year. Same old story. 2,000 people at every home game, hoping we will retain a quality coach and players. It was more than 2,000, but it wasn't enough. I mean, as far as remember, I said to you,
I think that the end of the season, even if that place was sold out against Washington State, I don't think that would have changed Bronco Mendenhall. I think even if they beat Hawaii, I don't think this is off
he'd
the
be
table.
gone. They'd be going to a bowl game, and he'd be gone. I thought about that, and obviously I thought about this a lot. If they were going to a bowl game, what would they look like right now? I mean, Utah State wasn't going to wait for Bronco Mendenhall to go through, but they were hiring a coach. And all these guys would be in a portal. If they were playing in a bowl game, Devin Dampier would be gone. Luke Weissong would be gone. Like, what would they be playing in a bowl game? Honestly, who would be coaching them?
They'd be messy.
It'd be rough.
There's, yes, as a fan base, there's things you need to wear, but I'm not going to blame this 100% on attendance. Because Bronco knew what he was signing up for. He told everyone he's about challenges, and that's what he lives for.
Yeah, that's fair. Remember when the Lobos took the Aggie coach, called the Wambulance? All right.
Yeah, but weren't you not pissed off about that?
Yeah,
Were you not upset as an Aggie fan base?
Yeah. This says, I would have much preferred to have another year with Danny. Someone who was dedicated and committed to not only UNM but the state, than a one-and-done Bronco. Did anyone catch the extra louder ovation Patino received when he came down the ramp Saturday night? Fans showing a little more love and appreciation than normal. Think that had to do with UNM getting Broncoed the day before? This is from Mike. I'm not sure I did, but that does. I mean, I get that. Yeah. This one says it's a bit long, but it has a point. Lobo fans talking. We keep losing coaches? ? Coaches keep leaving? ? Coaches just use Lobo football as a stepping stone. Really? Gonzalez, 4 years, fired. Davey, 8 years, mutually parting. Loxley, 3 years, fired. Rocky, 10 years, fired / mutually parting. Franchione, 5 years, went to TCU. Shepard, 5 years, fired. Lee Dunn, 4 years, fired. Joe Morrison, 2 years, left for South Carolina. Bill Mont, 5 years, fired. Out of the last 10 coaches, 3 of them have left for other opportunities. Look at this opportunities. You can't blame them. Bronco, hell yes, after what he said. But no, you kind of can't. 3 out of 10 left, not 7 out of 10. Even if that's the case, though, guys, like again, every school's a stepping stone. I think the 1 year piece was a big deal and why people are so pissed off here.
And actually becoming a stepping stone would be a step forward for football. Because Bronco didn't get a job based on what he did with the Lobos this season.
I agree.
If it was 1 year and he won 10 games, all right. Bronco Mendenhall did nothing for this football program. He set you further back. He set you further back because now you have an even more jilted fan base. That's going to be harder to get them to buy into football. Because you do look at the facts, playing meaningful games late in the season, not buzz in that stadium for the Washington State game. Sure as heck was a lot of buzz after the fact.
Yeah,
what did Bronco Mendenhall
He
do?
gave you an entertaining year. Now, your point. Now, I think it's two exclusive conversations. Did he do anything for the program? And I would say yes. Are they in a more fractured state now than they were 365 days ago or 375 days ago? That can also be yes. He gave you, I think, some hope that it can be done, that you can win. He beat a ranked
He didn't have
team.
that hope before that Coach could win 6 games at UNM?
No, fair enough. He knocked down some walls, beat teams that have been beating you, showed progress. But your point is absolutely valid. Are you in a more fractured place now than you were 375 days ago? And the answer can be yes.
Like Washington State was awesome.
Did he do more damage?
It was awesome.
Did he do more damage than good? How about that? Is that a way to phrase it?
Yes. But
Okay.
how can you have that Washington State game and then look like you've never seen a passing offense before in Hawaii?
Go to Hawaii. Yeah. Mud adds, I'm just mad I didn't get to bag on Bronco like I did on Coach Gonzalez. Okay. This one says, interesting call by Rudy C. Stop pitting NMSU versus UNM when it comes to funding. How about when it comes to conference realignment? Can anyone speak to the rumor that UNM has been the main voice in the room keeping NMSU out of any conference they're in? I'm curious. I can speak to that, yeah. I have spoken with commissioners, and I've spoken with other athletic directors in the Mountain West, and they tell me that's just not true. Now, I've heard the rumor as much as you are. I've seen as much social media, maybe not as most of you. And I'll go back to this again. Do you guys really think that the Mountain West is sitting around a Zoom call or around a table, and there's a conversation, and Wyoming and Air Force and Nevada and who else left in this league? Hawaii and UNLV all want New Mexico State. And the University of New Mexico, with at the time their interim athletic director, banged the table and said, no, we don't want New Mexico State in our league. And everybody said, yeah, okay. If you do you really believe that's how this worked? I've heard UTEP has wanted them out of their league too for years. I do believe in the past that was something that might be real. But where do you think in a desperate league that needed an eighth team that UNM had the clout to say, yeah, we don't want New Mexico State in? And why would they say that? Why would it benefit New Mexico?
It's one of those things that because someone might have in the past said, no, we don't want them in the league.
Yeah, I think that happened in the past.
Yeah, that happened.
Yeah.
Right. That now that's out there, that is the reason. Like the Lobos have kept New Mexico State out of everything since then.
I do know that the league spoke with New Mexico State. I know that for a fact. I know budgets were discussed. What can New Mexico State do to hit some minimal, some requirements, some benchmarks, some commitment levels? I don't know the details of those conversations. I know some rough talking points. So I know there was conversation, but I just, you guys, you're going to have to give me something more than I saw it on the internet that New Mexico's keeping NMSU out. The people with whom I've spoken say that's just not true. Text line continues. Brian Vincent would be a terrific candidate for the UNM job. Can he bring Aiden Armenta back with him? Can a player transfer out and then transfer back to his school? I wish Aiden would never have left. If he was still here, very few of these guys would be transferring out. Aiden was loved here. I imagine he could come back, right? La Cueva High School kid, started as a freshman, redshirt freshman at Monroe this year for Brian Vincent. Oh, that'd be wonderful. This one says, any thoughts about changing the way we do college football as a mid-major? Why not become a AAA team for a program like UT? We give their players playing time and game time that they cannot give to their underclassmen. So this is basically be the Isotopes for the Rockies, be a minor league squad for. No, I've not heard anything about that. Not sure that behooves a lot of people. Maybe too late to ask Kenny what he thought. Number one high school recruit in the country just announced going to BYU. Did you see that? The number one? Yeah. All right, we'll wrap it up on the other side. 505-246-0610. I still have a few more for you. Emails, you can still call 505-246-0610. I tell you about this all the time. International Protective Service, IPS. You see them in your hood. You see them at the stores. Affordable private security that protects what you've worked so hard to build. The bad guys are out there. You hear about it every single day. IPS watches your home, watches your business. They install alarms. They install cameras. They respond to alarms within 5 to 7 minutes. They keep what you've worked so hard to build safe. Don't wait to be a victim before you call IPS. I've trusted them for years. What they do, I am super appreciative of. They give my family, my neighbors, peace of mind. Who's watching your home when you're not there? Make sure it's the good guys. Call IPS at 505-897-2420. 505-897-2420. They're online at ipsglobal.com.
Cover it with green stuff. One scoop is not enough. Find a booth is real tough. Back by the Duke. Meet my family, meet my friends in the quirkiest restaurant I have ever been. All of Albuquerque's favorite spot. It's the Frontier Restaurant.
The Frontier Restaurant is a proud supporter of ProView Networks.
We would like to thank the following sponsors for making this broadcast possible.
Hi, my name is Ruben, and I'm with the New Mexico Educational Assistance Foundation. We are proud sponsors of high school and college sports. Either college or trade, we can help you find the funding you need. Go to nmfafsa.org. That's nmfafsa.org.
International Protective Services is a proud supporter of ProView Sports and New Mexico Youth Athletics. IPS provides residential and commercial security services in the Albuquerque metro area. For more info, please call 505-897-2420 or visit internationalprotectiveservice.com.
Don't sacrifice quality and flavor when you're in a hurry. Golden Pride offers ribs, fried chicken, red and green chili breakfast burritos, and Frontier sweet rolls. 4 great locations, or visit us online at goldenprideabq.com. Golden Pride Barbecue Chicken and Ribs are proud supporters of ProView Sports.
The Yeller Sub, located on 7200 Montgomery Boulevard, serves breakfast all day long along with classic hot and cold subs. Don't forget about our shakes, malts and floats made with your favorite Bluebell ice cream. 45 years and still going strong. Come on down to the Yeller Sub, official sandwich of ProView Networks.
From the Sandia foothills to the banks of the Rio Grande, generations of families remain. For 5 generations, Gallus Chevrolet has handed down values written in stone, leading the way under sun-filled skies, past the vintage glow of Route 66. Built by generations past, built for generations to come. This is New Mexico. This is Gallus.
International Protective Services is a proud supporter of ProView Sports and New Mexico Youth Athletics. IPS provides residential and commercial security services in the Albuquerque metro area. For more info, please call 505-897-2420 or visit internationalprotectiveservice.com.
I'm David C. Chavez, personal injury attorney. For over 4 decades, our law firm has remained steadfast in our commitment to serving the remarkable people of New Mexico that have been injured through no fault of their own. I'm a New Mexican fighting for New Mexicans. I received my bachelor's degree at NMSU and earned my law degree at UNM. I can proudly say I'm both an Aggie and a Lobo. Call now and I will meet with you. 40 years strong, and we're still as local as red and green.
Don't have time to sulk. As a fan, I hope they bring back the home and home. It's from Ronnie. I think Richard Pitino wishes they had 2 this year. It's the first time in a long time that there weren't 2 Lobo Aggie games scheduled. He wants to play them again, or think he wants no part of them?
Like to get one back. John on the next one.
I mean, it's a 2. They were, I think, 260 something net, and they moved up to 222. Lobos dropped from the 60s to the low 80s in net ranking. This says, still think Jason Beck is going to be the ultimate winner in this whole thing. We need a committed investment in facilities to include a new football stadium. Jason Beck was your offensive coordinator, is now the offensive coordinator at Utah. Is he the big winner in this?
He's a pretty big winner.
He wins big. He got paid. He's going to Utah. He's going to the Big 12. Well. This one says, fellas, our current situation with Lobo football reminds me of when the Dukes left town. Butthurt didn't describe how mad this town was. We invested into a stadium, and now look where we are. I remember going to the open house at the new stadium. I couldn't believe how beautiful it was, and that it was really in New Mexico. Would love to see a big investment in our stadium. Thank you, from Steve. It's a fair parallel, right? Isotopes Park, you go out because you kind of like going to Isotopes Park. Franchione 1997 equals Bronco Mercenary 2024, Jeff. When Fran went to TCU in 1997, they weren't the Frogs of today. Just like Utah State, Lobo fans are hurt to see their coaches bail to what they perceive as inferior programs. I don't think that's wrong either. TCU was... Were they in your league? They just got out of your league, I want to say at that point. Or maybe they weren't in your league. No, they weren't even in the WAC yet. I honestly don't remember. But I do remember he's going to TCU, but it was like $1 million. It was like, oh my goodness, he's making $1 million a year. And it was crazy. Which comes first, says Rod, a hiring of a Lobo football coach or the season finale for Jefferson on December 16th? Yeah, right. I'm done next Monday for the year. So which comes first? I think you get a coach this week, don't you? I do. I just, these things, I mean, look, everybody else is hired, dude. Marshall hired like that. I mean, you're looking around the country, bang, 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 bang. Purdue took Barry Odom. Everybody, boom. I think you're going to hear something any second. I got to believe that. JJ, this can't take as long as that damn AD search, right?
It's not going to be that long.
But I mean, in context, right? Look at coaching searches around the country have been pretty quick. Barry Odom coached on Friday, didn't he? He was gone on Sunday.
Yep.
No. Utah State, just saying. James says, roster stabilization, Jeff. I truly hope this is the last time we're talking about transfer portal. It's not. In 12 months from now, aren't we hearing about guys bailing? I hope Lobo tells guys, if you want to go, you better do so right now. It's gotten to the point when a season ends, the first question about next year is who's leaving. Yeah, 100% that's the first question, James. Like, you tell me how you think this is going to be different. I'm listening. Because it's not. Who do we have? Well, both coaches, right? Even when Bronco was on that Monday before he left, we're talking. I asked him, when do you start re-recruiting? Tony Sanchez, same thing. Tony went on a long rant about it, which I thought was really good. Carl says, time for the most overrated event in sports, Jeff. I know JJ feels like it's the Triple Crown, but Carl thinks it's Army-Navy football. Army-Navy football should be pretty damn good this year. They're actually really good, both of them. Both going bowling. Army won the American Conference. I'll watch Army-Navy this weekend. Les says, why doesn't Grady talk about the pathetic season his Arizona Wildcats just turned in? I don't know. It's not what he wanted to talk about. I don't know. All right, that's what I got for you. Man, you guys sent a bunch of stuff. It's good. How about the participation the last couple of days, dude? It's been nice. All right, what else did I not get? I wrote a bunch of stuff down here today, too. Did you see the Juan Soto deal?
Pretty good.
Juan Soto's getting, what, $765 million or something? It could be up to $800 million. It's bonkers. 15 years. He's going to the Mets. Yankee fan is, by the way, Yankee fan's ready to jump off the Brooklyn Bridge over there. You know what I'm saying? How can he go over there? Yeah, that's where he went.
Come on, $5 million?
Unbelievable. I don't know what he was offered elsewhere, but Yankee fans got to listen to him and watch him across town. It's a lot of money, man, but good for him. Cowboy fan, you were incredibly quiet today. I did get one from, I'll find it for you. It was from Howard at some point on play calling. He was really unhappy with the play calling. But, yeah, for the most part, you guys have been really quiet. He says, I don't get Mike McCarthy's play calling. You got 3 minutes to go, chance to go 2 for 1. You start your drive out with 3 minutes left on a pass, stops the clock. You want the clock to run, then he runs the ball. Man, I just don't freaking get it from a frustrated Cowboy fan. Okay. Yeah, it was different. This one's from Fred. Great point on the Danny Gonzalez era. Winning 5 this season, if given the chance, it was headed the right direction. Now the whole offense to the portal after BM's departure leaves doubt the momentum can continue. Maybe the right hire re-recruits them. That takes a swift and good decision by our new AD. Brian Vincent's a solid hire. He's got prior experience at UAD. I think he did a good job on the offense here and might be one of the ones who could possibly keep them here, but they'd have to act fast. And then he says, University Stadium is in dire need of facility upgrades for fan experience. The only renovations that have been done in the last 10 years or so were by Dreamstyle and other donors to remodel the second floor of the Toad Diem of football operations, and then part of Dreamstyle's naming deal, they funded renovations of Lobos locker room. And closed the north end zone was the last major fan-friendly renovation. Upgrade the Wi-Fi, add more entrances to the stadium, and add more permanent concessions. Those things will help the fan experience. Okay. All good ideas. All right, man, what do I get tonight? Is tonight like NBA Cup night or something? What'd you tell me? Tuesday and Fridays are NBA Cup?
I don't know if there's...
Because we're in the knockout round now, right?
So it's winner go home, NBA Cup.
All right. So you get some of that. You'll get college hoops tonight. Mountain West hoops for you tonight. And again, man, you got... JJ, this isn't the same league as last year. They don't have the same wins. Wyoming, South Dakota tonight. Fresno State, BYU tomorrow. You start finding some wins, man. You better start finding some wins. Good stuff today. Strauss was here. Kenny Thomas was here. JJ Buck was here. Jim Rome Show is next. I heard with Colin Cowards after that. 2 Men On comes in at 4. We're back with award-winning radio. You want to start at 7 a.m. tomorrow?
Let's do it.
All right, I'm in. Adrian looks great. Thank you. Big day for you?
Huge day.
Yeah, I know that. Enjoy it. Be good to each other, please. Be kind, loving, caring, and sharing, and we will smell you tomorrow.
We would like to thank the following sponsors for making this broadcast possible.
For your surprisingly great rates, contact your local State Farm agent today.
If you want the real deal, call State Farm agent Marty Size in Albuquerque today.
Like a good neighbor, State Farm is there.
I'm David C. Chavez, personal injury attorney. Our law firm was founded by my father, Thibaut J. Chavez, with one goal, to get New Mexicans the help they need. That's why we built a different kind of law firm. We focus on family values, dedicated service, and we make a real contribution by giving back to our communities. We can't change what happened to you or your loved ones, but we can help you get back on the road to recovery. We're by your side, and we're still as local as red and green.
New Mexico celebrates the holiday season with the 19th Isleta New Mexico Bowl. Our state's premier annual sports event is Saturday, December 28th at University Stadium. College football's postseason with New Mexico flavor. All your info is at NewMexicoBowl.com.
You followed him from the first day he signed with the team. You remember the day he poured in 63 points? The night he played a sold-out concert to 30,000 people. The day he gave his infamous speech. That's why you believe in heroes. That's why you remember and collect their memorabilia. All in autographs, where you can meet some of the greats, collect some of the greats, and share your own legacy. Visit All In Autographs, where you can celebrate the great and have your own piece of history.
Hi, my name is Ruben, and I'm with the New Mexico Educational Assistance Foundation. We are proud sponsors of high school and college sports. Either college or trade, we can help you find the funding you need. Go to nmfafsa.org. That's nmfafsa.org.
International Protective Services is a proud supporter of ProView Sports and New Mexico Youth Athletics. IPS provides residential and commercial security services in the Albuquerque metro area. For more info, please call 505-897-2420 or visit internationalprotectiveservice.com. We would like to thank the following sponsors for making this broadcast possible. For over 20 years, Evergard Roofing and Solar has been committed to customer service. Locally owned and operated, Evergard offers both commercial and residential roofing and solar services. For more info, please call 505-821-9543. Evergard Roofing and Solar are proud supporters of ProView Sports Network and New Mexico